Hey everyone, and welcome to the Hype Check Pod. This week we are looking at the second of the Nolan trilogy, and we are going with The Dark Knight. This is, if you haven't already guessed, is one of our most anticipated conversations that we've talked about because we are massive fans. But we've all watched it again in the last week, and we want to know how everyone's doing. So, boys, how are you doing? Rich, how
I'm
you
good,
going,
man.
man?
Doing good.
Oh, Gelfie, you go
Good,
then.
good. You go first.
No, you go first, Gelfie. How are you, man?
Me, I'm good. I'm good. Not happy about the Knicks losing today, but that's all right. So early season.
They'll
Yeah,
come back on
but
game
I'm not
three.
changing
They'll
my
come back.
singlet. They'll come back. They'll come back. It's only game
They'll
two.
be back. They'll be back.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. It is
It's only
okay.
one
Mm.
game. Knicks in
And it's a
five.
1
As they
point
say,
in one
Knicks in
game.
five. Yep.
Yeah, that's all that matters. As long as we win, it doesn't matter. Get all the kinks out now, the half injuries, and then we're fine because that's all right. Because everyone didn't play great today, so that's all right. We only lost by 1 point, so hey, we can live with that. Rich, how you doing, man?
Good, good. Enjoying watching The Dark Knight last night. So, and then got some other funny little, combinations of movies that I've been watching this past week. So we'll discuss about that later.
Yeah, save that one. Yeah, save it, Gelfie. Look at you want to talk about something. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. Again, we are a brand new podcast. Not really now. I'm going to stop saying that, but for now, I think we'll leave it in there. We are a brand new podcast all about movies, TV shows, and video games. Yes, we haven't done TV shows. Yes, we haven't done video games. And I was thinking about video games today. I was like, oh, we really got to do something. So that is a conversation we can have a little bit later. But again, if you're enjoying the content, please like, subscribe, comment, leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and obviously we're on YouTube. And if you want to go the extra mile, we do have a Buy Us a Coffee link that is in the description of all our feeds. So again, that description is down there. So if you want to give us a bit of a donation, you are more than welcome to. Cool. All right, let's get that out of the road. Let's do our normal. Let's have a look at our spoiler-free little reaction to how we feel about The Dark Knight. Now, again, we can say if it's excellent or not now. So for all of us, I know it ranks highly. So for me, it is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I have some thoughts tonight because it's going to be a little bit of a conversation. Yeah, I have thoughts. It doesn't mean it's shit. Like, let's not go that far. The Dark Knight is still amazing, but yeah, I might start. So I watched it last night, and for the first time ever, it actually felt a little long, which is weird to me, especially after the Batman Begins last week, where that sort of flowed through and was really quick and such an awesome movie. So again, it is brilliant. It is one of the best comic book movies ever made. It is one of my favorite of Nolan's. And again, it is an excellent movie as a whole. So not going into spoiler territory, obviously, it is such a well-directed, well-made, well-written movie that it is still one of my favorites. But as we get into the spoilers, I think we'll have a bit of more of a conversation. But those are my really, really quick thoughts around it. Rich, how about you, man? Where do you sit on that non-spoiler view of The Dark Knight?
Yeah, how can you not spoil The Dark Knight?
It's hard, right? This is going to be the shortest
It's
spoiler
hard.
free ever.
Yeah. Again, I watched it last night as well. I wouldn't say I did fall asleep for like 5 minutes, but I was tired. I couldn't help it. But yeah, I think I can't remember what number this is. I've rewatched it. This is one of my, as I put my Letterboxd top 4, this is one of them.
Yeah.
So it is one of my
Same.
favorite films of all time.
No,
And
same, man.
I don't think I can go any more further without spoiling stuff. But yeah, one word, Joker.
Yeah, Joker, very good.
Yeah.
Gelfie. Monsieur Gelfie, how about you, man? Where do you sit with The Dark Knight, man?
Obviously, it's the greatest comic book movie ever made. There's nothing comes close in my opinion. I think it's the best. It is a dark movie, literally. Like the themes and all that. So yeah, it's It's gritty. It's my cup of tea. So yeah, I think it was fucking awesome. I think it's the greatest comic book movie ever made. I'll leave it there
All right.
until we get into it.
No, that's good. Let's just get into it because I reckon this one's going to be a long one tonight because it'd be interesting to see where everyone sits with everything because we even started early. So for everyone, a little bit of the behind the scenes, we've got online at least 40 minutes earlier than normal to try and get this out of the road, and still we had some technical stuff where it just wasn't working. So we probably started earlier still, but I think we just jump into the spoiler heavy part of it. But what I might do is let me start with a couple of things in regards to the movie. So I pulled up a little bit of information about it. So obviously, this is now Nolan's 5th movie. So if you take into it following Insomnia, Memento, then Batman Begins, this is only his 5th movie. So again, gone from highly independent, right? Yeah, Rich?
Yeah. Wait, do we count Prestige before this?
Oh, actually, that's a really good point. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Because everyone in that fucking movie is in this fucking movie almost, except for Hugh Jackman. So let's leave that. So yes, okay. let's rewind that back to his 6th film. But
6th movie, yeah.
Yeah, so the budget was 185 million. So not much more than the actual Batman Begins. So that was 115, I believe. It made, and this is one of the bits that really tells you the scale of this movie. This is the first $1 billion comic book movie. So this one got to $1 billion across worldwide box office figures. It was the first one to actually do those numbers, which is ridiculously amazing. It also is the first movie to include IMAX cameras as part of the standard filming. So it is, and again, I watched it on HBO Max and I was really pissed that there is no IMAX version. I assume both of you watched it on 4K UHD, so you had the IMAX version. So everything obviously is I know, and I'm going to do it, but I was just like, I've got to watch it, or I'm just going to. So I did it 3 times. I'm like, why does HBO Max not give me the IMAX version? If I go to Disney Plus, it gives me versions, so I can do the IMAX version. So yes, see, that's what I should have watched it on, but I just wanted to get the movie actually viewed again because after Batman Begins last week, I obviously threw the question out that is Batman Begins actually the best compared to The Dark Knight? And again, we'll get to that conversation as we go through. But it was such a really good, easy watch for me to do. But like I said, for the first time ever, it felt a bit long. And I don't know if that's because I'm watching it consecutively. I'm putting pressure on it from a pundit, someone looking at it from not a viewing perspective as much, but from a review type of look at it. So I don't know if that actually did it for me, but I don't know. It was just a little bit longer, still brilliant, but it was very, very different watch last night. I don't know if I just made it up in my head to be more critical about it because I really, really enjoyed Batman Begins last week. And that is a 5 out of 5 for me. And that's where it was sort of like, The Dark Knight's going to beat it. And I was like, is it? Is it? Yeah, it is. Like, don't get me wrong. It's still a 5 out of 5. This is still one of the best movies ever made. But it was one of those things where it had all these additional bits and pieces. So the inclusion of IMAX, the budget was not much bigger than Batman Begins. And again, the scale in this movie feels so much bigger and grander. Also, there's a lot of changes in it in regards to the feel of Gotham. So I'm going to shush for a little bit. And Andy, man, how did you find this one? Spoiler free, man, so you can go nuts. How did you find The Dark Knight?
Yes, I haven't seen it for.
There you are.
You guys, it's all breaking now.
That's all right. Keep going, man. I can see you. There you go. You've
And
done a nice flash.
he's gone.
No, I can see it just. The recording is really average, but that's all right. All right, Rich, you go first, and we'll hopefully Gelfie's internet comes back. Oh, no, there you are. There you are. Your hands are waving. Go, man.
So, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right, sweet. So, yeah, I hadn't seen it for, I think, maybe a year or so. I think I watch this movie once every 18 months. So, and I still get a buzz out of it. I think it's the first comic book movie anyway that just gets elevated as the movie gets to the halfway point. Like, it just gets so intense. It becomes almost like it starts off like a standard comic book action movie in a way, but I think this is the first movie where Joker's like 4 steps ahead of Batman, of Gordon, and he just the movie just takes on it goes to another level. It's fucking awesome. Like, the fact that he kills Rachel, like, he kills like the love of his life. Like, you never see that in a comic book movie. You never see that, like, something like the hero lose his lady, I guess. And not only that, he actually creates a new villain with Two-Face at the same time. So it's pretty fucking awesome when you think about it. And Two-Face, like, I never really noticed how horrific he really looks in this movie. Like, 4K just makes it look like it's in your face. Like, he's so fucked up. His face is so fucking crazy that.
And they set it up super well too. Like, you can see him struggling in the chair where he falls. Yes, you look at it and go, oh yeah, it's gasoline, but again, you're not really thinking about it. And even when the building explodes, you sit there and go, huh. And then it's not that, it's the fire on the ground when Batman's already saved him and his face gets burned, where it's like, well, yeah, it's half Joker, but it's also Batman. Batman saved him, but still set him on fire because he didn't blow up in the explosion. Like, that's the main part, right? It wasn't just the Joker. So, man.
But all that stuff leading up to that, like, it was, it's Batman just doesn't take Joker seriously at all. He's more interested in the mob, taking down the mob. He wants to be Harvey Dent in a way. He's but the Joker's plan, like, he just underestimates him, and he all that stuff that he learned in the first movie about knowing criminals, he doesn't understand the Joker. The only one that does is Alfred. And he's the wise one that knows that this guy he's not your typical criminal. And Bruce just dismisses him. Batman again tries to beat up the Joker in the interrogation room, and it doesn't work. He doesn't understand who the Joker is. It's fucking awesome. It's so good. The previous Jokers that you'd seen before, Jack Nicholson, and that was cool in its time, but it was very cartoony. And the animated version was cool as well. But like, no one had seen a Joker like this before, and it just elevated the movie to a different level for me. Yeah. But anyway, that's my take.
And that's a great take, man. Rich, yourself, man. How about you, man?
Oh, where do we start, eh? Joker's number one in this. I guess he breaks him mentally more than anything. So that's where it starts, that Batman can be broken, not by sheer force, but by just twisting his mind more than anything. And that's how he got Two-Face, right? So twisted his mind to do something to some kind of revenge for losing Rachel. But it goes more than that. Batman has to face his challenges and stuff like that throughout the film. He has to, face Scarecrow again at the beginning. Then he goes against the mob, and then he tries to figure out how to get Lau back into the country. That's another challenge for him, and all that kind of things. But ultimately, you just see it is that Joker's in the background, just plotting his methods and planning his. Remember, whenever he talks, it's the opposite of what he does. That everybody has a plan, and that they're schemers and stuff like that. Well, Joker is the one scheming and planning and doing a whole bunch of stuff so he can break Batman, and at the end he does technically break him, and it leads on to Dark Knight Rises, obviously, but
Classic.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's like the whole movie is great. Like from beginning to end, that intro of the Joker is still one of the best intros I've find into a movie. It's the way he's introduced. You don't see a character introduced that way, pretty much these days. And if they did, they'll just say they copied the Dark Knight. But yeah, it's we can discuss our Rachel Dawes stuff later, but different with Maggie Gyllenhaal, but and with Alfred still being Alfred, it's still the top choice of the whole movie. The whole casting is perfect for him. And yeah, I guess we'll lead on to more and more stuff, but it's still one of the best comic book movies of all time.
And Joker's in it for 33 minutes, and it goes. The movie's for like 2 hours and 32 minutes.
2.5. Yeah, it's
he's in it for half an hour, and it's fucking iconic. He has to be the best Joker ever, right?
Yeah, I would say that.
I would say that.
I would say that.
I would say that too, but I know there's a lot of people on the internet that would go with Hamill's. So Mark Hamill's animated Joker is one of the better ones for that audience. And again, that comes back to, for me and Rich, versus sounds real harsh when I say that, Gilby. I don't mean versus you, but like from a comic book and animated show perspective, Hamill is also up there. Now, again, I'm not the biggest watcher of especially things like Brave and the Bold and the animated, Batman series. But again, from fans, Ledger's is up there with it. Yeah. From a live action, definitely. I mean, Cesar Romero and Jack Nicholson and fucking the one from the 40s that no one remembers. But yeah, I mean,
Joaquin Phoenix's one is all right, but like it's good, but it's
we don't count that. We count that as that's a side story.
And it's a different story altogether, right, Dave? So the Joker most of the times is force versus force. So it's brutality, and in the comics he kills a lot, or in many of the comics he does kill a lot of his friends, so to speak. And he kills a Robin, he injures Barbara Gordon. Who's the other one?
Yeah.
So there's a few things.
Ones.
Yeah. So Batgirl and Robin do get his side of the vengeance from the Joker kind of sense. But yeah, I find that this one is different compared to everybody else, especially the comic-y, from Tim Burton to Schumacher. Is it Schumacher? No.
Yeah.
It is probably, and for him to win an Oscar, like for a comic book character,
posthumously as well too. He passed away already too. That's the biggest one, right? Like that was the breakout. Not the breakout, I guess. It depends how you want to take it in regards to Heath Ledger's breakout. It's Brokeback Mountain. It's all these things where he started to get discovered and be more important in Hollywood. But this is one where you just sit there and go, he did it so well. And I was watching a couple of things this afternoon. So the additional parts of research that I did was just watch making of and behind the scenes and things, how they're talking, especially Heath Ledger, where it very much came to, there was a lot of things around his death, around the Joker, finally broke his psyche and all this shit. And it's like, no, it was he was the prescription. But if you listen to everyone that talks around it, from him in the character, and even from people that had acted with him in other movies, you sit there and go, no, I don't think it was. It was just bad choices on Heath's part, and not anything else to do with the Joker breaking his psyche and stuff. But it was very much around the fact that he was method acting, but not to a point of like a Daniel Day-Lewis or someone like that, where they were just living in the role. People were like, he was joking. There was one thing I was watching about Nolan was pissed at someone in the street saying, so when they're doing the big chase where the truck tips, Nolan was pissed at someone coming down the street on a skateboard, and he's like, who the fuck's this? And by the time the story gets to it, it's Ledger riding a skateboard down the street to get ready for his moment, right? And they're like, he wasn't this depressed, manic person where he was living in the character even when it was off screen. It wasn't that way. So yeah, I don't think the character of the Joker had any effect on Heath in his life, but obviously it did in regards to his acting presence and how he was actually portrayed. Because, like you said, Gelfi, I think he was an amazing go, man.
Yeah, well, like it's such a unique performance as the Joker. Like it's like I said, no one's seen that version of the Joker before. It's the version that people didn't know they wanted, I guess. I again like grew up with Jack Nicholson as the Joker, as the ultimate Joker. And that was really camp, and it was cool. Like, don't get me wrong, like Jack Nicholson is awesome as a Joker, but no one had seen someone so visceral and so fucking smart that he was like, outsmarting Batman, like the way he was in The Dark Knight. And again, Batman's fucking arrogant in this fucking movie. He just doesn't get it.
Yep.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it in Dark Knight Rises. He doesn't get it.
Hold on, man. That's next week. Don't give spoilers for next week.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Preview. It's a preview for next week.
But you know what I mean? Like he thinks he knows the criminal. He understands it all and all that sort of stuff. But he doesn't know who the Joker is. No one knows who the Joker is or what his intentions are.
And that's the gotcha around the movie, right? Like you take it from the last scene in Batman Begins, it leaves the Joker calling card. And again, it was never planned to keep going. Like, again, in a couple of things I watched today, Nolan was never planning to. If it came around, then yes, he would do the sequels, but he'd laid it so hard that it couldn't be anything but the Joker for a sequel, at least, let alone a trilogy, right? And it was very much around that fact of that, even in that final scene, I'll look into it. Like, whatever, man. It's cool. I'm not taking it as serious as, we're trying to get Maroni and we're trying to pin all the person that's the goons. Lau looking after taking all the mob's money. Like, none of that was the important part, right? That was the how do we cripple the mob? The Joker's just an enforcer. And he wasn't even that. He wasn't an enforcer at all. Like, I mean, even in the scene, and we'll get to it. We'll save that bit for a little bit later. But like you said, he was so behind the Joker in regards to everything. And even the line where he's with Dent in the hospital, and he says to Dent, "Do I look like someone who plans stuff?" It's like, fucking oath you do. Don't get confused. Yes, you. From the very beginning of the movie, you see the setup of the Joker and how he thinks. Everyone goes in. So what? 6 of them start? Is it 6 in the end? Like 6 of them start the heist? By the end, there is one person left, and it is
there was 3.
Or 6 in him twice.
No, 6 of them in total, I think, because it was 3
6 in total, and they're pissed because
3 in the car.
Yeah, and they're pissed because they're counting the bus driver and the guy that planned it, and obviously he's there.
Yeah.
We all know that as we watch the beginning of the movie.
I have issues with that. With the buses just happened to.
No, it was completely planned. But this is the thing about the Joker, right? So everyone took out the person in front of them. By the end of the day, it was him and a bus driver. We all assume that he took out the bus driver as well, because again, he would be the only one with all the mob's money from that particular bank. And the fact that he had planned everything, so eliminate the person in front, and everyone thinks it's for money. Everyone thinks they're doing it for the heist, so everyone gets more of a cut. Where an hour and a half, 2 hours later, let's say 2 hours later, we know that wasn't the point at all. It was the fact for him to have some of their money and then, set it on fire because he didn't give a shit. Like, it's not the point of it. The money is never the point of it. He's trying to piss off the mob, get them to go and consolidate all the money in one place. More for him than for Batman. And it's more of going, Lau moves the money. It's gone. Gordon comes in, all the bank's vaults are empty because it's already been moved, and he's consolidated all the money into one spot. And you just sit there and go, that happened in the first 5 minutes of the movie. The whole point around the Joker being around this planned, methodical, and how he works to go, I'm going to do this now. So fucking eventually they're going to go and move it all to a point where I can get all that money. And then just to piss them off more, set it on fire to say it means nothing to me. Let's get to halfway through the movie. We haven't even talked about the beginning. So, all right, let's pull it all the way back to that very beginning. Again, you guys were spoiled because you got to watch it in IMAX, and obviously, whatever you guys watched it on, almost an inch of the screen wasn't filled with color and cinematography.
Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
I was so annoyed. I was just like, no, I can't waste time looking for it.
It doesn't even look real. Like, the IMAX is right? Real. There's so much detail.
And for the fact that this was the first time they used IMAX cameras to do this type of cinematography and to capture this type of filmmaking is incredible. Now, again, I did the fact finding this afternoon. So each of the IMAX cameras, and there were 4 in the world, and they had all 4 of them, and they were valued at $500,000 each. So just for the cameras alone, there were 4 of them, $2 million just for the cameras, and they fucked one. They broke one of them in the chase. They broke one of those $500,000 cameras in the chase.
Was it in the Lamborghini chase?
No, it was the other one. So they were doing it with the Lamborghini. So the Lamborghini scenes got the IMAX camera, which I don't get. I find that weird out of all of them. That's a scene, but it was the truck when they're chasing
the truck
when they're chasing Harvey Dent in the truck. So the main street one that. It was when they went underground, they cracked one of the cameras and broke it.
Yeah, that's
so part of that $185 million is $500,000 was for those cameras they fucked up.
Money well spent. Money well spent.
Yeah, no, and it is right, and that's where I'm kind of annoyed at because I didn't look at it that way. Like from your perspective, let's go from the beginning only. Let's look at the heist scene because obviously, as soon as you step into that scene, it is titles, and then you are looking at an IMAX version of the cinematography. How did you guys take it? Because again, even for me in normal, it was still fantastic. But from that first scene, like, what are your thoughts around the first scene? I don't care who goes first. Whoever talks first, it's yours. Rich, it's yours.
Oh, I said it before. It's one of the best scenes ever. Like best intro ever. Like to a movie. Just think about how did Batman Begins intro? It was when he falls down the well, right?
Yeah, it's him and Rachel running around the garden.
Down the garden, right? So you compared 2 intros to even, I think the third one tried to. I won't go into the third one. I think the third one guys gets into the IMAX section too. But what was I getting at? Yeah. So the first 2, if you compare the first 2, you could tell how the introductions are for each movie, right? So the first one, introduction of Bruce, introduction of Joker, and the third one, which we'll get to next week, but introduces another character, and that introduces a villain, a person that you don't know about, and you don't know how the rest of the movie is going, and you put that into that kind of frame of how it is in IMAX, that it's unbelievable how well written it is. As you said before, David, how each person is also talking about the one Joker character starts talking about, and they all think something different. How, I think they don't show his face. He doesn't show his face. Why does he have makeup and all that kind of stuff? And in the end, you find out his reveal is with makeup, thinking that he's just a plain face because he's wearing a mask. It's just if I could break it down, it would probably as I said, it's probably one of the best intros to a movie I've seen in my opinion. Obviously, like, I can't compare it to anything else. I'm trying to think what's another good intro to a movie.
Star Wars.
it's
The-
like,
the ship
oh,
coming
it's
across-
not it's not the same, right? Like the
Yeah.
What do you
and
mean?
I guess
It's
no,
the
but
most
Star
iconic
Wars, it was
intro ever.
no, but I mean, it was never sort
No,
of, it's
yeah.
never been seen before, right? And then every
Yes.
Star Wars movie starts in space, zooms here, and then pans down.
I'm
goes
talking
out,
about the
the ship
original.
comes.
Yeah, I'm only talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
New Hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but from a
No, the original-
storytelling perspective, like I don't know even if they're the same, right? Like, again, this is why we have this conversation, right? Because
Well, the
like
scale of
Star
that
Wars
ship coming in.
iconic, right? But
Yeah.
from the beginning of the Dark Knight is it's full storytelling from the moment. It's like they're all laying this story about the Joker. You know, he cuts the phone line.
Yeah.
He killed
Yeah.
it. Goes
Yeah.
down. One goes into the actual vault itself and starts going in, and then the other one goes, oh, you know, yeah, he's the guy upstairs. He's gone. You know, we split it 4 ways, and by the end of it, it's like more storytelling. From a visual standpoint, I get what you're saying, because
I'm
there's
only,
nothing
I'm only
more
talking about a
iconic
visual.
and then a ship
I'm only
coming
going
in
by
that
visual.
just keeps
I'm only going
going.
by visual, not by story.
Yeah. Okay.
I
cool,
don't-
cool,
but,
cool.
but
Yeah.
I would also go with story though, because visually you get to the intro of someone being chased, right, from Star Wars and New
Yeah.
Hope. But at the end of
Yeah.
the intro, who do you see? It's Darth Vader, and everybody's going boo because he's the villain. Same point we're getting here is that everybody's going in a chase. You're large scale. You're going from a rooftop to rooftop. You're picking someone up around a corner with a Joker mask. Who're thinking, okay, who's this guy? Why are they picking him up? And that kind of sense. And then at the end of it, he takes his mask off, and voila, you see the Joker in his wonderful makeup.
Yeah, no, I guess I take that intro for granted, because as awesome as it is, I never really looked at it as an introduction to the Joker character. Even though it's just a stupid thing to say, but like I always just looked at it as just an action set piece, not like an introduction to what the Joker is going to be like.
Yeah, I took it as an intro. I think since probably, I reckon, after a couple of views, I took it as an intro to the Joker character. Even before that, when you watch the Batman Begins on Blu-ray, I think it gives you the intro to the Dark Knight, and it gives you that intro to the Joker. It's not because of the Dark Knight. I find it's an intro to a character that you're gonna either love or hate. It's either a love or hate situation with the Joker, and most of the time you love that character because of what he brings. And without that intro, I don't know how it would pan out.
Well, I thought the intro to the Joker, the real intro to the Joker, is when he hijacks the meeting and
walks into the kitchen, into the
He's full Joker, uniform. No, full Joker.
Well, and all you see for the first, like, I'm gonna say few minutes. It's not really. It's probably only a minute, but it's just ha.
Yeah,
it's just a laugh. You don't even see his face.
Yeah,
and his magic trick.
And his magic.
We'll get to that. Hold on, we're early. We're just doing the heist.
But that's what I'm saying. My thought the introduction was that scene.
Yeah. I would take that as his intention of how the Joker is going to be, not his introduction. It's how his perception of the Joker was, because you don't see anything until that part, right? You don't.
Yeah, I guess it's his myth. It's his legend that they introduce.
Yeah, and then you finally see that presence in the room, and everybody just turns to him, and even one guy just say, "I want to hear him." It's like, how the hell? Why would you want to hear him? You're a mob boss.
Yeah,
it's like, what's his name? Gamble. Going forward here, he wants to kick his ass,
Spawn.
and the other one wants to listen. Yeah, Spawn, yeah.
Well, hold on, like I said, hold on, we'll get there. We'll talk about Spawn a little later. Again, I think it's interesting too, because I think this is the first time I've ever paid attention to it, where I've sat there and gone, "Oh, this really is introducing the Joker." Every other time, I agree with you, Andy. I reckon it was always just this awesome set piece. Like I said at the beginning, first IMAX shot, full screen, full IMAX goodness in regards to an intro. And you're telling a story about the legend of this Joker, even the Joker to these other, lower criminals. they don't know anything about him. They've got no idea who he is. They just think he's
it's
a
just
bit
a
of a joke.
job.
And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, this is a job. We're going to get paid. Hey, the more people we take out of the equation, the bigger our cut is, right? And at the end of the day, like I was always under that page where it's an awesome set piece, like you said, Gelfie. I think this is an amazing set piece. But watching it last night was the first time I thought about, oh, they're really introducing the character and how his mind works.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. The money was not the point of it. He wasn't robbing it for robbing and taking the money. It was more of making that statement and forcing all these other dominoes to fall in regards to Lau moving the money without the mob knowing, taking it out of all the banks, fucking up GCPD, where Gordon gets there and it's just like nothing but the mark bills are sitting there. And so it's such a plan around it where, yeah, for the first time I actually went, oh, wow, they're really setting out him. He does not give a shit about the money, does not give a fuck about the crew. It is purely to incite the chaos that obviously happens for the rest of the movie. So yeah, it's a real dramatic change from obviously Jack Nicholson's turn, where you see him fall into the vat and he turns into the Joker, and he goes from he's Napier, the one that kills Bruce's parents.
Bruce's parents
become, so he made him, so he made the other, and it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
And then you look at that from that story standpoint, where it's like Nicholson was amazing as Joker in '89, right? Like that's never going to be in doubt in regards to anything. But this is the first time where the character is just not introduced. Really, you'd never see his face at all. You don't even see the
anything about it.
You don't see anything until later on in the movie. So I think the intro for this was really, really well done. And another fact I got today when I was looking and doing a bit of research was this is the first thing they shot. So the very first thing that they shot for this movie was this scene, and it was for two reasons. WB wanted marketing material, so they thought, okay, we will use this as the introduction, and I'll use it as a promo for I Am Legend. So I Am Legend's promo in that movie was these first couple of minutes of this scene, so the bank heist. And the second point was Nolan wanted to do the scene because if the IMAX cameras fucked up or couldn't do anything, then they had to reshoot it. So they went, do the bank heist, use the IMAX cameras, go nuts from the beginning, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then we'll have to reshoot everything. And another thing I got today was the processing of the actual footage for this scene. I think it took 2 days to shoot. It took 4 days to process the digital print of it. So it took them 4 days after they shot it to actually look at the footage and see what they got, because that's where the technology was with the IMAX camera. So yeah, this initial scene, which is iconic now, took 6 days, including the processing of the film itself, because they just never done it before. So Nolan, okay, he's done Batman and he made 300 million. Yeah, okay, compared to the 140, 150 budget that he had or whatever it was anyway. Then they've given him and gone, oh yeah, do the IMAX cameras as well. There's $2 million worth of cameras. 4 of them. Here, go film this. And yeah, it was it's such an important part to this movie where you, like you said, Gelfie, you take it for granted. Seen this movie more than 20 times. Like I've seen it. I watch it every year. Yeah. And yeah, it's the first time I've ever sat there and gone, oh, okay. This is not just cool for cool's sake. It is a full introduction to the mindset of the Joker, which I've never, ever paid attention to in the past. So yeah. No, cool.
Who's the guy that starts, standing up? He's the bank guy. He's in fucking every movie. He's in heaps of movies.
Oh, see, that doesn't help.
The bank clerk.
I know, but I can't remember.
Oh, the guy with the shotgun.
The shotgun. Yeah.
That's William Fincher. He's from Prison Break, and he's from Armageddon. I remember
him from Armageddon. Yeah. Yeah, he was like a random fucking guy.
There's some your mind is fucked, man, that you pulled that name out of your ass. Like, seriously? I have Googled it, and yes, you are correct.
He's been in a bunch of stuff, though. He's I know him from a lot of TV shows, but I think Armageddon's like the one
He,
that
he
Sorry,
pops up.
one just
pops
got
up.
me really bad too, because he's starting a movie with Christian Bale before. They were in Equilibrium. If you've not watched Equilibrium, it was just after Matrix, and everyone wanted to do Bullet Time. Go watch Equilibrium. I think it's got Lucy Liu as well. I can't remember. Black Hawk Down, Armageddon, The Longest Yard, Crash, Ultraviolet,
Black Hawk Down,
Drive Angry, The Dark Knight. As the World Turns, I think The Perfect Storm, and Black Hawk Down. I don't know if I said Black Hawk.
He's
Down.
in Heat. He's in Heat as well. He's
he's in Heat.
Tanzan, whatever his fucking name is. Yeah.
Okay,
we were talking last week about how many good actors were in Batman Begins. The list is huge in this one as well.
Yeah, he just went nuts.
Even
He
to
just got even more.
Yeah, like even to the point, like Eric Roberts.
Wow, it's a weird choice. Hold on, we're going to get to that.
He's not a great.
We're almost there. Well, he's amazing.
Like, where does that come from? As Maroni,
they needed someone
great,
very
but...
Italiano.
Eric Roberts, authentic.
He's Italiano.
That's one from left field, man. That one like came out. I'm like, how the hell would you have picked Eric Roberts as Maroni?
He's like a D-grade actor.
Still in it though.
He's
I know.
And he's still in one of the greatest comic book and maybe just greatest movies ever made, and we'll touch on that at the end. All right, so we've gotten past the first 10 minutes of the movie. We've done very well at getting to that point. I think you nailed it at the beginning, Eddie, with your analysis of Bruce Wayne in this one. He's a really cocky, arrogant person in this movie, right? Like, the character of Bruce Wayne is so on the line of just going and being twisted that I think that's a really good point. And again, as we move into the next,
the criminals are scared of him now.
They are, but he's still
so he thinks
he thinks he can do stuff, right? Yeah.
Well, he thinks he's indestructible, right?
Yeah, he thinks he's winning. He thinks he's making a difference. He is making a difference, but it's not enough.
No.
Yeah. So when you think about it, straight after the intro to the Joker, his introduction to Batman again, he's getting stories about, the drug deals and all that kind of stuff, and how there's copycats.
Yeah, not tonight.
So it's he kind of leads up from there, and he's saying, he's doing good for the town, that everybody should be, why people following a vigilante and stuff like that. So you could imagine how big his head would be as a person, just thinking how he's doing great for everyone, when the Joker comes in and just twists everything.
And you got the comparison again. You nailed it there, Rich, with everyone thinks it's changing. And again, we lead into the next thing where it's, A, Scarecrow, B, the dogs, and then you have vigilante justice. And again, I love the fact that they've done it with Nolan's, especially in this one, where it's very much around, again, that basis of his rules, where as soon as you see the guns go off, you're like, all right, that's a mad little twist in it, because he doesn't use guns. So it's not part of what Batman does. And then the fact that you actually then see him and he takes out everyone, it is such a and again, underuse of Cillian Murphy in this one. Again, the whole 4 seconds he's in the movie, like, come on, man, that would have been great. And again, I know we save him, and again, I'm not going to say anything, we'll talk about that next week, but no, it's just Cillian Murphy's so underused in this movie. That would have been a really good, little bit longer scene. I reckon that would have been really awesome to have the Scarecrow, because he doesn't sound twisted like he does at the end of Batman Begins. Like, we know his mind has snapped. We know he's not all there. And in this one, he sounds very normal, even when they take off the mask and he's out the front of GCPD with Gordon. And you sit there and see his mask. It's just like, man, that would have been good if he had done that a little bit longer. Like, just a little bit. Or have the Scarecrow just a little bit longer in that sort of crazy state. I mean, he sprays a couple of people, he gasses them as well, but that beginning is pretty good. From that part, again, we get to look at that part around Bruce Wayne. And like you said, Gelfie, at the beginning, like he's so arrogant around it. But do you think that from that perspective that he's very much now too cocky, or do you think he's just believing that he's doing good, so he's trying to do stuff? Like I don't know if it's an arrogance or the cockiness, or if it's just because he believes he's doing good. Do you think?
No, I think he believes he's doing good, and he understands, who he's dealing with at that particular point. But he knows he can't do it forever because he's human. He's not a superhuman. So that's why when they introduce Harvey Dent, it's a really good scene. Like he's at this fancy restaurant and he just fucking tells the waiter, split the fucking place. Yeah.
What do you mean? I own this restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's some cool shit.
And with a Russian ballerina. Sorry, just, I'm Bruce Wayne.
That is awesome. That is Bruce Wayne. But like it's a bit of both. Like he understands to a point, what he's dealing with and what he's capable of, and he's confident that it's making a difference to a degree, but it's not what he really wants is to do what Harvey Dent's doing, and that's why he goes all in on him. But there's an arrogance later on with when it comes to the Joker, which when we'll get there, we'll go into.
Yeah.
The question I have: do you reckon this has always pops in my head when he does that, when he talks to Harvey and he's talking that, I'll do you a fundraiser that he's going to be the White Knight, he's going to pass everything to him. Is it doing it because he wants to let go of Batman, or is he doing it because of Rachel?
Well, yes.
That's always gets stuck in my head.
I think it's both, right? I think the main reason around it is Rachel. I don't think it's the part of I know he believes in Harvey, and you see that change, especially Gelfie, you nailed it before when they're at that restaurant. And Bruce has been his cocky self. He's like, well, again, the Bruce Wayne persona is the cockiness, right? And he's like, I own the restaurant. Yeah, put the table there. And as he starts to speak to the ballerina, again, you can see the conviction in Harvey Dent. And I think that's where it starts to turn. And I think Bruce does it for, like you said, Rich, the selfish reason. It's more for Rachel than anything else. He sees a way out for the first time ever where he doesn't have to be the masked vigilante. He can actually let someone with a face be known. She is. Just before she's about to explode, she goes, I'll marry her, because she knows one of them's going to die. So she just goes, no worries. But again,
she's not into Bruce Wayne.
Hold on, man.
At all.
Wait.
Sorry.
And so hold on, because I may have gotten confused into Bruce or into
Bruce.
Yeah,
no, into Bruce.
Rich, what do you reckon? Do you agree that she's not really? I'm sort of on Gelfie's page. I don't think she really is. I think
she was more conflicted more than anything.
Yeah, maybe.
She was more conflicted because at the end of Batman Begins, she talks about how they would be together. The mask of Bruce is.
That's Katie Holmes' fault for not conveying.
She did not. Sorry, Katie. We got 2 weeks in a row. Sorry.
Didn't one of our friends say to why do we let Katie Holmes go so easily?
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, but back to that, that. So I think from her point of view, you'd think that should be conflicted, because the other thing is why she always gets involved with the DA, which is another weird thing. Because the first one she was involved.
She's always in the office, man. That's all she's got. Yeah,
it's a thing. Apparently, it's a thing.
Or office romance, man. That's what she has in life. Criminals with
long hours. Long hours. The thing.
But if you think about it on her point of view, you love someone from childhood. I don't know if you love him from childhood, but it's one of those.
But even then, there were friends, right? They were just there were two kids stuck in this bigger world, and even then you don't buy that love. Like they're friends, yes.
No.
Like that's like and again, that could be the acting. That could be the acting through all the characters, not just Katie Holmes.
But it's like they've never actually dated each other. She's always dated other people, but they've always been friends.
But
it's like a big friend zone.
He's had 2 kisses, man. He's had 2. One in Batman Begins and one in this. She tells him, no,
it's a friendly kiss.
No. We're just friends.
But it's also comes like in Batman. Katie Holmes' version, she likes Bruce Wayne and Batman, and then when he comes to Dark Knight, she just wants to avoid him until that whole when she's safe, when he makes her safe kind of sense. That's why I don't know if she's really conflicted about it, or if she's just.
But she makes a choice.
I'm with Gelfie. I don't
she makes a choice.
I don't think she's into him. I don't think that exists anymore. And again, that could have been the best screenwriting and writing of a script ever, where you sit there and go, "Oh man, she's changed in regards to her feelings in regards to him." But I don't think so. And again, that could be the acting. I don't know. That's.
Well, I reckon there's one point that would probably clear everything up is when she gets let go and falls off the top of a building. Who does she ask for first? Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
So,
and then Bruce goes sliding off and smashes down and goes. That one also, I don't like that fall. That fall's too fake. Like that fall was bad. That fall could have been better. All right, wait. We've skipped. We got to get backwards because we still haven't got to. We haven't even gone overseas. We haven't gone after Laos. So
but we've been introduced to Harvey Dent. You know, we're back to Fox is he's the CEO. All that's happening, and then the plot is this mob story, to get the money to get this guy back from Hong Kong, blah blah blah.
And that would have been interesting. Like this would have been a really good point because, again, looking at it with a different lens last night of paying attention to it more than just from an entertainment purpose. Like even that fact with Lau, like the setup in regards to Bruce wanting to join forces with another overseas business so he can look at their books, where it's just completely not mentioned until, you just want to have a look at his books. It's like, yep, I just want to see if he was making money for no reason, which is obviously proven because he's laundering money for the mob, and it's not real. And again, it's part of the investment where he's trying to get into it. I think this part is. I think they undersold this part in the movie, especially when they visit Lau Holdings overseas, and then the actual scene where he goes and takes Lau out of the building. I think they could have done that even more so because that is an amazing scene. But
IMAX.
I reckon they would have done more. And again, yes, you guys got IMAX. I got normal HBO streaming. And again, full frame of the whole thing. It would have been amazing. But do you guys buy the story? Because obviously we need to go back to Joker walking into the room as the mob has gotten together and they put the TV, which I find always funny every time they put the TV at the end of it. It's at the end of the table. Like, it's just like, so weird a thing to put a TV there. Like, okay. And then they start to go through it. And again, obviously we're going to get to the most important part of the movie, the magic trick where the Joker makes the pencil disappear. And again, they're so vicious and violent. And it's so quick. Like, it's such a quick scene when he does that. And you can see Spawn shitty. And Michael J. White has talked about it before where he's gone in the background. And I again, doing some research into the movie today, when Michael J. White was talking about this scene, like, you take for granted that they spent 4 hours filming this elements of this scene. And what he said was that, Heath Ledger was in the makeup. Obviously, you don't see him until, he's introduced as just a laugh. And again, the laugh is brilliant. He does the laugh really well. And you still don't see him until everything turns. And what Michael J. White was saying was that they filmed all the dialogue with Heath in the room, with the makeup, fully done, prosthetics, everything. and then they got to the end of the scene, and then they wanted to shoot the other side of the room. So they basically wanted one side of the room to be filmed, other side of the room to be filmed. And he goes, but what do you mean? Like, Ledger wasn't in the original part of the dialogue. He was in full makeup, wasn't actually being filmed. And again, we go back to his methodology around his acting and, you know, how he was portraying the Joker. Like, there was commitment from this guy playing this character. And it's quite interesting when you look at it to go, even with other actors, like they're like, oh, he fully dressed up. Like he was in the scene like it was going to be him included, and they didn't film anything with him. With this scene, do you think this is one of the critical turns in the movie where you start to see the Joker's craziness? And I'll say craziness with, you know, craziness around it. Do you think this is where you start to see, or do you start to feel that there is the first story about the scars? It's where he starts to make the myth of how he became how he is, because again, we all know at the end of the day, this is all bullshit. He's fabricated every story about his origin because it just keeps people fucked in the head around it. So again, how do you guys feel about it?
That's amazing.
Like,
that's amazing.
It's his plan.
Mm.
In the end, it's his plan. He just wants to create chaos. That's who he was. He wanted no part of anything that Batman was doing. He just wanted to do the opposite. And this was the start of it, wasn't it? So his plan was to kill Batman from the beginning.
And he makes the point of it, right? Like, you know, why don't we just get rid of Batman? Everyone laughs, and he's like, it's not that complicated. You're all doing it the wrong way. like you're doing it the wrong way. You're going out with this plan. And again, Gelfie, you mentioned at the beginning, Rich, you mentioned as well. You see the calculations of him. Like, again, that line later on in the hospital where he goes, do I look like someone who would plan shit? Like, it always comes back to it's like, fucking oath. You are so methodical in your thought process around, like, you've sat there and thought out probably every situation, every scenario, naturally, unnaturally, however he wants to think as a character, right? It is so amazing that he sits there and everything just seems like, oh, I'm just ahead of them. Yes, you are intelligent, but you have planned everything for every type of scenario. Maybe without subconsciously, I don't know. But yeah, this scene is so incredible for the fact that it proves again the Joker does not give a shit. He is there, does not give a fuck. The whole point of him is, you pay me to kill Batman. Don't do anything for free. If you're gonna,
and in the end, he didn't want to kill Batman. That was his point.
No,
he just wanted,
exactly. He didn't, but he wanted them to pay for it. Here, give me the money. Let me look after your funds. Lau's taking off with everything. You're all fucked at the moment because you don't actually know where the mob money is. The only person in this room that knows it is in an airplane with he's the only one that knows where anything is in regards to all your money. Pay me, give me half your money, and I will take care of the bat. Which they still don't do. They don't take him up on the offer. And obviously, you know, the 500,000 to kill the Joker. And again, that leads into the next portion where, you know, they bring a body in a body bag into the pool hall. And this is one of the things that I love about this Joker character, is that multiple times through this movie, he proves that no one's loyal. Everyone turns. Everyone turns consistently. The money doesn't matter. Whoever's in power at that point in time, he would just sit there. So this part when he, you know, basically breaks the pool cue and goes, here's the auditions, beat the shit out of each other because I've only got one spot. And they do it because they don't want to die, but also they've just gone, whatever. There's no loyalty with any of these mob crews. So
he corrupts everyone. So he what was one of his lines? He corrupts the incorruptible. So that's his proves his point. He creates chaos, corrupts people, gets people to turn, gets even the mob to turn on each other. Right? He even got half the money in the end. So, and he just burns it. So but yeah, it kind of leads on to how he create. Like, I reckon that's where his beginning of his chaos begins, right? So he's doing the wonderful magic trick. He's actually getting someone to put a bounty on his head. Doesn't care. What does he have in return? he has a coat with grenades with strings on it, and he goes, "You think you can do that?" And he's always got a plan for anything and for any situation.
And I forgot about that too. When he's just like, he's just like thumb there and just shows them. Yeah, but even last night, and it's stupid, and I know it's stupid, but even how hard he kicks the shit out of that door to get out of the room. Like, it's no, you don't pay attention. Like, you know, it is a serious, like, he knows he's fucked. He's got to get out. He's got his back up. It also means blowing him up. But the amount of force that Heath Ledger kicks that fucking door as he goes out, and you almost see the shadow run as he leaves. He's not stupid. He's sat there.
I can't film that. You can't see him. No, you can't see him running.
Just no. Just look at the shadow. Look at the shadow of the glass. Yeah. Look at the shadow of the glass. He moves really quickly to move out of there. Like, he's like, "Oh, I've done it now. Cool. I've made a mistake, but I'm fucking out. I'm out of here." Because at the end, we all know the Joker doesn't want to die. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. The Joker does not want to die, and that's it. But he wants the challenge constantly. He just wants to constantly go at it. And again, we'll get to that at the end. All right, gents. That is the close of the first act of the movie. We're about a third into the movie. we haven't really even discussed. We haven't discussed him capturing Lau, but that part of it is really where I guess we have talked about it in a roundabout fashion. But again, the scene where he captures Lau, like, that is epic, and like you guys said, you got to watch it in IMAX, which I am so jealous of, because that cinemascape from him, even the shooting of the timers to blow the windows. Again, I found that stupid last night, which I usually don't. I'm like, it's not going to shoot that far in the wind, how high up you are. Like, you're not going to get 4 in a row around that window perfectly on the corner of that building. But you know what? It's a comic book movie. I'll deal with it.
Batman.
Nolan, I would give you that. It's Batman overseas again. It was cool. But when he takes Lau, that's one of the things where you start to see, again, I'm sorry, everyone, I have done too much deep diving today. It's very different from the scenes of action inside Batman Begins. And this is where this movie is, again, it's such a change from the first movie that we all found incredible to this one where it's not jump cuts. This is one of the first times where you actually see Batman fighting. Now, again, let's take a step back, because obviously there was dialogue that we haven't talked about in regards to Lucius. I can't move my fucking head. The neck doesn't move. And again, that's a dig at every Batman movie ever made, because Batman's never been able to turn. So he's had to always do the Batman turn. And again, this one, they even redesigned the suit, and Lucius, in his part in the movie, even says, "Oh, you know, we can fix it." So they make it so he's more agile in regards to movement. But when he's fighting Lau, the scenes are very different. They're not jump cuts. They're not these quick edits. And again, the thing I heard about that from Batman Begins was, and again, you wouldn't know this unless you looked into it, the reason it was done that way in that perspective was what everyone was seeing, what we watched on the movie, was the villain's henchman's perspective of Batman, the chaos of not knowing where he is. And that's why I was always that frenetic in regards to the fighting quick jump cuts. You don't know where he is. There's always just this blurred movement because he's, fighting in the shadows. This one was very, very much around, we will watch him fight in regards to, they're more blocked in regards to how they're shot. So you see him fight a lot more hand to hand. They're longer cuts. They're not cutting quickly. They're actually physical, because now you're seeing this improved suit, yes, but also the fighting style of Batman. So for you guys, how did you react again on the 17th, 20th rewatch of this? How'd you look at this scene? Because it's still fucking amazing in my eyes. Like, I look at this scene now and just like, from everything in regards to the planning, to Lucius going into the building, to the dropping of the 2 phones, to the CIA, blind pickup, all those things that you sit there and go, it's so well paced in regards to setup, action, done. How do you guys feel about this scene? Oh,
hey, you forgot the ballerinas.
Oh yeah, sorry, and I forgot about the story. Yeah, sorry. The ballerinas are also not doing a particular showing, which also happens to be one that Harvey and Rachel are going to. So he's sort of giving you again an arrogant fuck you to Harvey Dent. I love her, so you're not going to see the ballerinas from the Russian ballet because I'm going to take them all on the boat, leave them with Alfred, and even the put the suntan on. You know, Michael Caine was loving life that day, sitting on that boat. Boys, what about the Lau? Yeah, it was Nigel Powers. How'd you feel about the Lau extraction scene?
Gotta see it in IMAX, man. The IMAX scenes. Yeah. Come over and watch it. Just these scenes, man. It's fucking. That's all. I was just like, wow, this looks so amazing. But
you know what we're doing in when we catch up for lunch. You know what we're doing at Richard's house. 2 scenes only. We need to watch. Yes, I agree. Sorry, man. No. Too many cut you off.
No, I thought. Yeah, look, it is an awesome scene, which shows the level of Batman's skill. He can go to Hong Kong. There's no jurisdiction for him, all that kind of stuff, and he flies through, and does all this crazy shit. And story wise, it's again like he's in control. He's got Batman is in control. He's doesn't have the same rules that apply to Gordon, and he thinks that by getting him, they're going to be arresting all these criminals and get them off the street. So it's a great scene for the story. It's a great set piece as well.
Yeah, it continues on the story, right?
I know you can't see me, Rich. What do you recommend?
Yeah,
I'm looking at a blank screen.
I agree with all those points. I agree, and it does make perfect sense towards the the flow of the story, and visually it's an unbelievable part of the one of the unbelievable parts of visually in IMAX, and the way it was shot. You do, as you said, David. There's no chopping, there's no fast pace. You see him fly through, and going into a building at full force for a window, and then takes care of how many bodyguards and Lau. So he's proving himself. He is who he is, right? And that he can do what people are asking of him. But yeah, and then it's a satisfaction when he drops him off at front of the police station with a little note. That's pretty funny. I find that hilarious.
I find it funny too because it's such a callback to the 80s movies. That CIA pickup where it reminds me of a Bond film where he does it as well. And it's so strategically planned. He's got him near the windows. All the places allows what am I paying them for? And everyone's in the building, and you just see him just launch into the air. He's got Lau. You see him actually tie the straps. And again, something I've never paid attention to, because it's like, even when you see him sort of wrestling with Lau, you see him actually strap him onto him. It's just like, there's all these little bits you just don't pay attention to. Like, it's a cool scene, right? But you see the fundamentals around him actually doing it physically. And
I'll be back.
Yeah, I've got to do the research into this one, because obviously Nolan is a massive component of using practical.
Yep.
I would love to know if this was a practical effect. That was actually done. That would be amazing to know. That would be so cool if it was. Not them especially flying in the air, but that would be such a cool thing to see.
Yeah, that'd be crazy to see. But I don't think so. I think it was
that would be so good if it was.
On sets and CGI, but yeah, but that
yeah.
When he's on top of that building, I think he was on top of that building from last.
He did, yeah. He did that. He fought to get that shot where he was standing on the building. That was actually Bale doing it. So again, shout out to Christian Bale, you freak, man, standing on top of a building. Like that. That's amazing. But it's one of those iconic ones, and I go back to the comics, it's always that iconic shot of Batman on something high, looking down at the city, looking down at whatever, looking down at you could say prey or his sport. And you sit there and just go, oh my goodness, man, that's such an amazing scene. So yes, IMAX is the way to see it. Gelfie, I turned off my camera to make my drink. There was too much movement. That's where I went. I went to make a drink, but it was just too much.
How do you turn off the camera?
Down the bottom, man. There's a little camera icon.
Camera icon.
There you go.
So
you
you
turn
go,
the camera
click.
on. No, yeah,
Click.
which is, there
there you go. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I disappear. It's like do the magic. This is my magic trick. Hey.
Oh, fantastic.
All right.
But then, okay, then this leads
Go,
on to when all the mob get arrested, right?
Mm-hmm.
And eventually they now know
Act 2.
that Joker. Yeah, and this is where they know that Joker is correct, that he is telling the truth and he is not bullshitting, that he understands who Batman is and what Batman will do, and that's where it leads on to every little thing that comes into ground afterwards. Where where do we go from now? Is that they pay him to try to kill.
This is the judge,
Batman,
right?
but
So this is where we're in court. This is where we have the assassination attempts of the judge, the commissioner, and obviously Dent. And again, we can take Gordon's murder in this one as well, because we get to that point where they're in court. And I find the court scene a bit hilarious. Like, it's quite funny. You sit there and this full serious movie, and then it's just everyone arguing in the court because there's like 90 people in the courtroom just going, no. And again, so they've got Lau's in the jail cell. Again, Gordon's not gone and put him into general pop or anything like that. He's just gone, now we'll keep him here. And this is where, again, you see other bits of dialogue, which, again, I paid attention to, but not as much as I did this time, where it's also those dialogue. And again, the dialogue a little bit earlier when Gordon meets Dent and has a meeting in the office is Dent's IA, his internal affairs. And then he goes, why do you surround yourself with all these people? And he goes, Gordon's more or less saying, I have no choice. At least I know where I stand with these people. Everyone in his task force, in his team, has been investigated by Dent. So they're all corrupt at one point or another, or they've been investigated for corruption. So again, you see how much the mob influence is in there in regards to, police officers being paid off, judges being paid off. So this is that first time when he's also talking to the mayor, and they're talking about, the balls to do what they're about to do. Search warrants, the going to the banks as well. All those things are really this fine line between you're about to push it over the edge. And so this is where this part of the movie really starts to go, where the Joker's like, pay me. Pay me to take care of the bat. I will make your problems go around. And I love the court scene. So, and again, it's one of those moments that happens in watching it again last night. I know it happens. I've seen it a million times. But as she's flipping through the paperwork, it's the same card as the end of the Batman Begins, where it's the same Joker card, and you sit there and go, okay, cool. And then, boom. Yeah, and then as things start to turn, you get the assassination of the commissioner, which leads to everyone being in the street. So you got the assassination of the judge, you've got the assassination of the commissioner, and again, even Gordon being in the room and going, we've discovered what's going to happen. We know who his targets are. To that point,
where you sit
there
good.
And just go,
Gary Oldman's fucking so good.
But even Oldman in that one, right? Like, you sit there and just go, like, the way he acted in that was so cool. Like, I know he's an actor and I know that's his job, but you sit there and just go,
awesome.
Man, the stress on his face as he sees everything happen in front of his eyes. And he knows he's the target. He knows something's going to happen. And he, the Commissioner Loeb's talking about, I know what to do in these situations. And he gets out the bottle that's been in there for however long.
Yeah.
And again, just see Jim start to reach over the table as you see everything start to, as he's poisoned. And even when the judge's car explodes, again, seen it 1,000 times, but I paid more attention to the 1,000 Joker cards that popped out of the car as it exploded. Like, there's just these little nuances that Nolan throws into the movie where you sit there and go, dude, you're so fucking prepared for this. Yes,
Batman still doesn't take him seriously.
No. Well, someone has to die for him to take him seriously. That's what happens.
To capture him, but
Mm.
unknowingly that he wants to be captured.
Mm. I still find it hilarious that
Sorry,
that
go, Rich.
scene.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I still find it hilarious that that scene when Harvey Dent is with the mayor and he's looking out the window and the
body comes down,
the cop, yeah,
and it's the one from the very beginning.
Vigilante guy.
I still jump at that scene because I know I'm expecting it, but it's such a loud thump, and it's like, it's like, oh, holy crap! And I still jump on that scene. I find it funny in my point of view, but yeah, then
I agree. It's a loud thump, man. Like you feel that through as he hits the glass. You're like, shit. Mellow, easy.
Mellow.
He agrees. But that's when you see Alfred, like when he sees like the whole. Does he see? I can't remember. You know how
they're in the penthouse. Yeah,
they're in the penthouse. They watch it on TV.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's when Alfred sort of clicks and goes, like, this guy's not your ordinary criminal.
Yeah.
He's a fucking psychopath. Yeah, you're not equipped for this. You're used to people with rules. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got no rules, yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool as well. So Alfred is awesome in this movie. Unlike the fucking Dark Knight Rises where he's a wet blanket. But I'll save that for
Save it.
Yeah.
All right. So go.
So I might backtrack a little bit.
Backtrack, man. We've got heaps of time.
So the first Batman that came out with Nicholson as a Joker. So he does like take over the city. I forgot all about that. So it is kind of similar in a sense. Obviously, Dark Knight's just a lot darker version of. Sorry, Miller's going fucking nuts. It's a lot darker version of Nicholson's Batman, where Nicholson starts to take over the city and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to take that back. What I said at the beginning, that this is unlike a movie. I don't know what I'm trying to fucking say, but like but
they're dramatically different because Jack Nicholson's Joker is he's an element of being brought up in the system as a mob enforcer, right? He's the man that goes and does the work for
that's right. Yeah.
Like he knows how it works. So again, he knows the cops.
But he takes over.
But he takes over and he uses money extremely through that one in regards to again, it's probably missed. But you look at it when he's trying to convince. Whereas
Heath Ledger, I guess he uses.
Heath Ledger doesn't give a fuck about shit. He's chaos. He just and I think you probably nailed it. We're probably up to the scene where I think you mentioned it before. This is the part when Alfred goes, some people just want to watch the world burn. And that's where he sit there and gone, he can't be reasoned with. He can't be bought. He does not give a shit. He's just there to create chaos. And again, that's the line later on when he's talking to Dent, right? And I think we're right up to it, Gelfie. So nice, man. Nice segue into it because it is true, right? He is an agent of chaos in this movie. And it does not matter what anything happens or says. He's planned every scenario, whether he has or hasn't. Okay, whatever. But in his head, he knows what he's looking for. He just wants to create the spark of chaos. And this is where it really starts, right? He's assassinated multiple people. He's gone. He wants to get Dent. And again, even to the fact where he has now eliminated two of his targets, so the judge and Commissioner Loeb, because that obviously then creates the parade for their funeral, their mourning, whatever you want to say, that he's created this so he can get to Dent as well as, the mayor, because the mayor's now been mentioned as his next target. And he set everything in motion with these two assassinations to know that, well, they follow a particular code or they do a particular thing. these have been assassinated, so we're going to do a parade. And he knows exactly, to the fact where when you see the salute the first time when you're not paying attention to anything, and then you obviously see what's his name? It's not Polka Dot Man and the Joker. And you sit there and you go, okay, and they're both sitting there. It's the first time you see Ledger without the makeup, so you just see the scars. Like, there's all this part, and the whole plan was it for him to go and have a room full of people, the other police officers that are the people doing the salute with the rifles. They're all captured. He's let a little bit of information around. They've gone, and obviously Bruce has gone as Bruce Wayne on the bike to ride to go and have a look and investigate, do the detective shit. And then the whole point is so he can shoot the mayor. like it's again one of those brilliantly written scenes and one of those brilliantly written acted scenes, because you see Ledger, like, he looks like a psychopath in this. Even when you see the turn of the face and you see the scars and see him for the first time without the makeup.
Without makeup or putting makeup on? Because like in Batman,
it could be makeup on top of the whites, but it's always been that the other one for Heath Ledger's one is not. It's more makeup, because even when he's in the jail cell, you see it's some of it's wiped off. It's like it's the way they look at it. So I think it's the first time he's there actually seen without the white face paint. And some people say that some people have said that this is Joker's war paint. So unlike Napier, where he's been gone in toxic dump and he's gone and been and his skin's turned white, it's not Ledger's character. He's not actually got white skin. It's just paint that he puts on as a mask for himself to cover the identity that doesn't have. But we'll get to that. But even this part where he sets it up, and to the fact where the blind goes up with the timer, everyone shoots at Bruce Wayne, all the people doing the salute, the actual police officers are there all tied up, to the fact that when they go and try and kill the mayor, and obviously Gordon takes the bullet, right? So that's again one of these things where Gordon just acts instantaneously. And again, I don't know where it goes from here in my head, because this is probably one of the twists where you don't get it from a storytelling perspective, but it's all about what you perceive in your head. Like, when did Gordon decide to play dead? Like, was this a plan before the march? Before they did this? Was it after he'd been shot and Batman rocks into the hospital and goes, Jim, just play dead. We can get this motherfucker. Dent doesn't know shit, because obviously Dent gives up and says he's the Batman. We'll get to that in a sec. But like, when did Batman and Gordon decide this is what we're going to do? Yeah. Like, this plan is amazing, but you never know when it was actually
But does Batman know?
He knows. I reckon Batman knows, but he doesn't say anything weird. You reckon? I don't know.
Yeah, so we have to get to the chase in the whole part of this, but
we'll get there. We're about to. So do you think it was planned, or Gordon just had this plan alone? What was Gordon going to do? Gordon didn't know Batman was going to surrender.
How did he know he was going to get
shot in the surrender? How did he know to play dead? Because the two cops that go and tell, and again, this is my only gripe with the whole movie. This is the only inconsistency. I don't know why you would call the character of his wife Barbara. I don't believe that's canon in the real comic book world. Barbara isn't his daughter. Maybe it is his wife. I don't believe it ever is, but he calls her Barbara. I'm like, it's fucking weird. But anyway, obviously Batgirl's never going to be in this one. Or Oracle, for those who are in the know. But yeah, like, who knows? Like, again, when they come and tell her that he's dead and little Jimmy, like, what? And even the fact that when she yells out, "You're the reason," like, does she know Batman's standing on the awning where he had the first conversation with Gordon?
Like, but funny enough, I looked at that scene yesterday, and when you look at it, he's above. He's not. She can't see him.
But isn't he where he was when he first appeared to Gordon in Batman Begins?
Like, he looks like it.
Different lighting, but I don't know. Like,
yeah. But yes, remember he went up the stairs to talk to him. Remember that? So I don't think.
So she's just yelling out, and she doesn't know that he's there. But in hindsight, when Nolan shot it, he's like, Yeah, put Batman in the corner.
Mm.
This is the only part of the whole movie I don't like. This scene. I love that they tell her. I don't like that the character's name's Barbara, and I don't like that he's there because I don't get who she's yelling. I assume she's yelling at him or yelling and happens to be about Batman, but it's like, okay, I don't. That bit's a bit weird. Okay.
Funny enough.
So yeah, that's a weird one. That's why this one that bit always gets me. I'm
I
always
don't know.
confused
I don't know.
If it was a setup from the beginning, or if Gordon just went, I'm going to play dead. I'm going to make sure everyone's dead, and everyone's just going to know what I'm doing except for dead.
No, it's too elaborate.
Batman will understand, right?
It's too elaborate.
It would have to be done if they planned it. If they planned it, that's the fucking best setup. But if they didn't, it's just like pure luck around the whole thing. But
because none of the other cops would have to know what's going on, because he gets to, because they're all corrupt, right? They're all
those two are corrupt. The two that go to tell her that he's dead are corrupt.
Yeah,
which you find out later, obviously. Yeah.
So Gordon wouldn't have told anybody, like, other than Batman.
So would have only told Batman or no one.
Yeah,
and that's
why I reckon he told no one.
You don't reckon he told anyone? And Batman's just a legend.
No, yeah, because I reckon he didn't tell anyone. One, why is he at the Gordon house when they tell her? That's one thing. Number two is that when he goes into the apartment, when he finds where everybody kind of tied up, and he opens the blind, everybody shoots, right? So that's a distraction to what's initially been done. But he wouldn't have known. He wouldn't have known that they're shooting at the mayor, right?
And he wouldn't have known that Gordon would have taken the bullet for him. Yeah. So I don't know.
Take
it back. There you go.
I'm a bit this one.
There you go.
That's how I
theory. A theory around the Dark Knight. No, we busted it. Good job, gents.
So there is, it's in not canon, but it's in comics. His wife wasn't named Barbara.
Oh, really?
Barbara Keane.
And then they named their daughter Barbara? That's stupid.
Barbara Jr.
So she is Jim Gordon's ex-wife and Barbara Gordon's mother.
That makes no sense. That makes less sense for a girl than it does for a boy. I guess it happens. Okay. All right. Internet, forgive me. I was wrong. Her name is Barbara and their daughter's name's Barbara. That would suck at dinner. Hey, Barbara. Everyone just looked. I guess it would have been the same at my house. Everyone was a David. So, hey, okay. All right. Take back, Internet. I'm sorry. Barbara Gordon is the mother of Barbara Gordon. All right. So this leads into obvious. Sorry, go, Rich.
Yeah. So this interrupt. So this all leads into that chase, right? So it's the tunnel chase.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets, again, how you say this is the big weird part of the whole movie, is that if he's dead, how did he get into that truck?
You see the other guy. So again, this one I've always paid attention to is the fact that Jim's in the van driving one of the SWAT trucks. He never takes it. He's always got the mask on. Everyone else is unmasked, and you just never sit there. So again, I think he just went in full police uniform. No one really questioned it. He just got in there. Everyone just went, "I'll drive." I don't know. This is the gray area, right? Because we busted one myth, one theory, but it's like, well, why is Jim driving the SWAT van?
But before that scene, there's
go backwards. Yes, we got to go back.
There's the scene where Dent almost, like, his true personality almost comes out, where he is it after?
No, sorry. He gets he goes into the ambulance where Polka Dot Man's like handcuffed and drives off, and then you see the split person. Well, the potential of split personality, the violence of Harvey. But again, you never know, because he always uses the coin. Dodgy. He'll always do his coin. Yeah.
No one realizes there's two heads.
Well, no, you don't for a while, and you forget that too.
Batman's there to stop him.
Yeah. And that's where the conversation, that's the conversation, right? Where he sits and goes, what would people think if they saw you? You're the light, you're the one, you're the face. This can't be done. Like, you can't turn this corner. And it's more around that part where you see that Dent's capable of doing it. And again, you don't know where it will end up because, again, because the coin's two-sided, Harvey knows what's going to happen. So again, let's try it again. Let's try it again. So he's not really playing Russian roulette with a gun, but he knows the call what's going to happen with the coin. So he's still fabricating how it works. The actual situation. He's still in control of it the whole way. He's just trying to scare him into giving him information about who the Joker is. So again, you get that part where he does the press conference, and again, they're talking about the part where they want Batman to, Joker's obviously, has he done that yet, or have I skipped too far ahead?
Which part?
So this is where's that part? Because the guy, the hospital hasn't happened, so he hasn't gotten all the people out there, so he hasn't got the reporter to do that part. So that hasn't happened. So this is when
so I was wrong. So Andy was correct. So the scene that he talks to the guy in the ambulance is before the chase.
Yeah.
So Andy,
so it is before. It is before the chase.
Yeah.
It is before.
Okay.
So that's where it leads into he gives himself up.
So Dent gives himself up, but this is when Dent. But isn't this? Oh no, we forgot the party. Holy shit! No, that's why nothing makes sense. We have forgotten the party. No, because now it makes so much more sense. Because
we're going to go all the way back.
Oh, no, but it's not all the way back yet. We got to go back to the party scene. So Bruce's fundraiser, because that's probably more important to do the scene around Harvey being knocked out and hiding, because
Rachel
going off the side, because that part's actually really important. We fully skipped that because it's, again, sorry, going back to two things. It is the part where he gives another origin of his scars. So this time it's about the wife. So the first one was his father was abusive and he was slicing his mother, and it sliced his mouth instead because he was in the room. And this one's more about his about his wife being injured, where she was worried about her look, so he did the same thing and she couldn't look at him. So again, you've got these dual personalities, dual traits around how he's actually become the Joker. And again, obviously they're all bullshit because he's just stories that he constantly spins to, I don't know, create the legend around the Joker itself. But this is obviously the twofold part where we've kind of forgotten the most important part of the story, where Bruce is doing the fundraiser. I'll do the fundraiser. You'll never have to look for money again. Talks about Harvey being the light of Gotham, and then obviously on the balcony, him and Rachel talk about the moment where he can stop being Batman, and he can actually retire from it because Harvey will be the one, and if that can happen, they can be together. And that's the part we haven't talked about, was the scene there, because obviously this is when the Joker comes into the room and is looking for Harvey Dent. So again, Rachel stands up to him, sort of. She's freaking out. You get the story around it. And then, obviously, Batman runs out, goes to the panic room, and the two that are rooting on the couch decide to, he's got a panic room. It's like, Bruce Wayne, the asshole, just closes the door on him and comes out as Batman. But then he obviously has the fight with Batman. He throws Rachel off the roof and slides down, but he's knocked out Harvey at this point in time. He's hidden him as well. And this is where that whole point of the conversation is, that she's sliding off the end. Rich mentioned it before. Bruce isn't the name that she calls for, and then slides after her, rescues her with the shittest cap ever. I don't understand that one. He didn't even open the actual cow. He didn't actually put the wings out at all. He just fell into a car. Just smashed it in the it's all good. He sort of rolled so she wouldn't get hurt.
He kind of just took the brunt of the.
I'll take the hit from 700 stories up. I'm good.
So the one thing I took from that scene, which I didn't realize before, is that how the speeches, because Bruce does a speech talking about Harvey Dent, and then the Joker comes in, does a speech about Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
So they both mirror each other's speeches, how what they're doing and what they're doing in that scene. Which is still kind of crazy to me that I didn't realize.
Yeah. All right, so now we can go back to the chase.
Back to the chase.
Yeah, so obviously, IMAX the chase. So Joker wants everyone to, give him Batman, and so obviously there's discussion around. This also includes the part with.
Do you reckon Bruce was going to reveal himself as Batman?
Yeah, because he wanted to end up with Rachel, even though Rachel doesn't have any feelings for him, and you can see that through all the movie. He was ready to give in and actually, because why else would Bruce Wayne be at that press conference? And again, it's always funny when you listen to people go off. The two lines that get me in the ear is like, no more killing cops. I don't understand that bit at all. I don't understand. I don't get it. That was a line that was unnecessary. But then the girl standing next to him also talks about,
Doesn't Rachel say you let him say he's Batman?
She's talking to Alfred. She's talking to Alfred with that part.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Bruce is there. He's about to, and then Harvey Dent does the okay. Well, you need to arrest the Batman because and then walks to the side. I am the Batman, and you see Bruce not do anything. And then Rachel has the conversation and gives Alfred the letter. Now again, I more love the dynamic between Alfred and Rachel and anybody else in this movie. I think she loves Alfred more than anybody. And it could be just because it's Michael Caine and Caine's a machine. But the fact that the envelope's is not sealed so he can read it. She knows Alfred will read that. So she goes,
proofread.
Just look at it. Proofread. Oh, I can give that to Bruce. And the fact that he knows that is awesome. The fact that it's the difference between the beginning of the conversation when he goes, Miss Dawes, and as he gives her that hug, knowing that they're never going to have that type of contact ever again. He says, goodbye, Rachel. So again, going from the butler, the servant of the Wayne family to someone that's known this young girl all her life, knew her mother, knew her. And he's gone from Miss Dawes to Rachel. So again, I think that's Michael Caine too. And Michael Caine just nails that. You just sit there and go, yeah, this is someone that cares about her as well.
He's so good. He's so fucking good.
He's a fucking machine in this movie. And like you said, through the whole movie, he's like the voice of reason that Bruce's arrogance doesn't listen to. Because all the lines are always, you always want to tell me I told you so. That's that through line through the whole movie. Is that
he fucking dials it up in the next one though. Next week.
We can't talk about right. Stay tuned. So, but anyway,
I do
go, Rich.
I do like that how Alfred knows Bruce so well, and that because he is the father figure, that he had an explanation for Rachel and why he did that.
But he knows her as well, right? Like he knows her just as well, almost. Like that's
he knows she's not into him at all.
He knows, she knows. he knows. He's like, you're gonna marry the other guy. Shit.
Shit. So, I can tell.
It's like there's certain things that give away the story. But okay, so they've done the dialogue with him and her. She's given him the letter, which is again a great point at the end of the movie. And Dent's gone, I'm the Batman. They've been arrested. They're going to transport him. And so we get to probably one of the most epic scenes in this movie anyway. And obviously, like you guys have rubbed into me multiple times, this chase in IMAX, even in normal, it's great. But it's one of those things where you look at it, go, Gelfie. Tell me how you feel, man.
It's the best IMAX out of all of them, in my opinion. This whole scene, this whole chase scene in IMAX is better than the intro and the whole Hong Kong scene.
And the Lamborghini. Don't forget the Lamborghini. Lamborghini's in IMAX. For whatever reason,
IMAX is amazing. It's amazing.
And there's a lot of landscape shots that are in IMAX too. So when you see it, there's a lot of frame cuts with it.
But
IMAX,
just
normal.
following the
Following the whole scene.
Yeah, the SWAT car going through the
That's
city.
when they broke the camera, dude. That's when they broke that camera when they followed that SWAT car.
Money well spent, man. Money
in the
well
tunnels.
spent.
That's a good $500,000
Like,
just for that.
Like I would just say it for that truck flip.
And that was practical.
That
I know I have no camera. That was full practical. So again, another amazing part of this movie is Nolan loves to do practical effects. Minimize the green screen, and that was a real truck flipping. But again, it was amazing, right?
And we have the introduction of the Batpod.
That is so cool. That is so fucking cool. The way the tires can just turn 360 degrees at any point. It's fucking awesome. That whole scene, when he's driving through the shopping mall and on the bike, it's fucking awesome.
I always find it though, like when he's driving through that shopping mall and going, is he driving a bit too slow? I don't know why.
He's looking out for people, man. He's looking out for the pedestrians,
night shopping,
shopping. It's got to be like fucking 10 o'clock at night, midnight, and people are in the shopping mall. But was better disbelief.
I think it's stupid stuff.
No, but that's it. Like even I think of the same things. Sorry, go, man.
But yeah, this whole chase scene is amazing set piece. I think, to me, it's better than the actual final part of the movie.
Yeah,
like where it's cool as shit. Like he's got the blue fucking vision, Fox's, signal thing, whatever it is, sonar, how that works. That as cool as that is, I think this whole action scene is the best action scene in the movie.
And it's the pinnacle, right? Because you got the Joker in the van doing everything to take it out. And again, it's a credit to Heath Ledger and his acting, right? But even he looks so casual. He always does when he's shooting. It's just sort of whatever. I don't actually care if I hit anything. I'm shooting at it, but maybe. But then they get the rocket launcher and he misses some shit and he doesn't care. And it's just like, I'll just keep taking shit out. And then obviously the undescript vehicle, which we all know is the Batmobile, but again doesn't get called the Batmobile, as Rich mentioned last week, pops into it as well and jumps in front. He hits the boost and he takes the rocket out for the van. It is, it's such a pinnacle scene in here. But the part I really love, and I've always loved this bit because it's so just detailed in a way Nolan shot it, right? Was when they take out the helicopter. I love that scene. Like, it's so simple. 2 wires, one on either side, just across. And they take out that helicopter and the helicopter goes down. It's just such a cool shot. But yeah, it's so good. And then obviously we get to the climax where Batman, for whatever reason, does just goes and slides around the bottom of the truck to try and flip it. We obviously see the truck flip, and Joker gets out, still ready to go. And I think this is the point of the movie where you see like just the craziness of Ledger's character in here, when he's just going, just hit me. And he's just like, you buy that he wants him to do it. And that, again, Bruce can't do it. Bruce is not going to run him over. And the Joker knows. So going back to the thing you said at the very beginning, Andy, like he knows, because he doesn't give a shit, that he knows he won't overstep the line. He uses it completely.
Rules against, he uses Batman's rules to his advantage.
Exactly.
But when so now the question I have, now that you rewatch that scene, do you watch that scene knowing that he was meant to be caught?
No, every time.
No,
never. Every time I watch it, I just go, I know it's going to happen, but I don't care. It's not in my head. I'm just like, he knows. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's going to get.
I never thought that the plan was to, because Gordon and Batman, who've secretly come up with this plan.
This massive plan. None of us know if it's real who came up with it, but anyway.
Yeah. like they're on top of the world, obviously, you know, but they don't understand. They don't understand the Joker's plan, which is to get caught and to kidnap Dent and Rachel. So it's still, even watching it like the other week, I was like, fuck, you know, he went through all of that to get caught, and knowing, you know, again, using the rules that these people go by to concoct this plan to either kill Dent or to kill fucking Rachel, you know. What the fuck was Rachel doing outside of Bruce's apartment anyway?
He told her. Well, this is the part when Dent had told her to go and hide.
Ah, I missed that.
Yeah.
So this is when Dent. Sorry, let's go back. So obviously Jim's alive. Gordon's alive. They've captured the Joker. They've taken him down GCPD, and he's in the cell. And yeah, this is when they start to have the conversation where you know Dent's telling her to just get out and hide, because Dent doesn't trust anything around Gordon's team, right? He knows he's investigating them all. They all might have been corrupt at one point or another, or still are corrupt, and so he knows she needs to get away. And that's where it's that again, the secondary twist of this is, like you said just before, Andy, the elaborate setup for Joker to be captured. The fact that there's also the dude that's had the phone surgically implanted into his body, and you don't know this until it happens, right?
How did he get up in that jail cell? You know,
like you knew it was supposed to happen. Well, he was supposed to be there no matter what happened. And again, I love the bit where he's in the cell. Jim goes home. This is when he becomes Commissioner Gordon. So obviously the mayor appoints him to be commissioner, and he tells him to go home. And then obviously, and it's weird. It's another one of those weird scenes where Jim goes home, gets a phone call, and then leaves. It's just like, I don't understand what happened. Jim go home, said hello. His wife slapped him, goes say, "Hey, Jimmy." And, you know, Jimmy's like, "This is Batman." Yeah, it's like, Batman's cool. We're cool. We're good. Kid doesn't give a shit. Dad just come back from the dead. Let's remember that. His father was dead fucking an hour ago. And then, yeah, Jimmy's like, "I always knew you and Batman. You had it." It's like, okay. And then obviously there is the cell scene with Joker and Batman. So Gordon comes back for whatever reason because Harvey Dent's gone missing. Again, no mention of Rachel being missing at the moment. So it's only that Dent has gone missing, never returned from, you know, the truck scene just before. And obviously that's why Gordon comes back. So again, I get why it happens. It's just a weird scene of him returning, going home, get the slap, say hello to Jimmy, and then go, "Oh shit, Dent's missing."
This is what I mean by the Joker's in control. Like I've never, like, I had not seen a movie like this where the Joker was in control after the heroes, you know, capture the villain.
Yeah,
you know?
you think, it's all good now. They've got him. Yeah,
kind of reminds me of Seven in a weird, fucked up way, where, you know, they think they're in control. They've got, you know, Spacey's character in the back of the car.
I'm going to throw it in early because you mentioned this ages ago. You mentioned this at the very beginning of the podcast. When Nolan wrote this movie, at least the idea around it, he based this around Heat. And you mentioned it at the very beginning. He made all the cast and crew watch Heat and all these other weird other movies. He made them watch Batman Begins for the first 4 days of shooting. He made them sit in the cinema and watch all these movies. And this movie was based around the premise around his enjoyment of the movie Heat. So you mentioned it at the beginning. I wasn't going to mention it, but, you know, we're deep in time now. And you're like, did I? I don't remember mentioning Heat. You did. Trust me, you did.
Awesome. That's what I did.
No. Good work, man. You gave me a lead fucking an hour and 40 minutes ago. But yeah,
you know what I mean?
And again,
In Seven, you know, Spacey's character's in the back of the car, and he's in control, but the cops think they're in control. Yeah, and that's kind of reminds me of this this whole,
especially John Doe's trying to get himself like arrested with all blood and everything like that. So he's getting caught.
He hands himself over purposely. He gets himself caught intentionally. So it does kind of remind me in that way, like the villain is 2 steps ahead of the police, you know. of Batman and Gordon, which is fucking awesome. That's what I mean. Like, I don't think I've seen that in a comic book movie the way it was done in this way.
No,
I don't
not
even think we see it afterwards. We haven't
in
seen
normal
the comic book
in
movie
normal
since.
movies.
Yeah.
Like there's not many normal movies.
You do, and we'll talk about it next week.
No, we went a good movie. No, I'm joking. So obviously we come to the climax where Gordon leaves the cell. We're sitting practically in the dark. It's just the Joker sitting at the table. His handcuffs have been removed as well because Gordon's taken them. And then he laughs about the good cop, bad cop. And then obviously Batman's in the cell. And you see for the first time again that line of Bruce Wayne / Batman where, you know, the Joker is in that I don't give a shit. I have nothing to lose here.
Yeah.
And again, it's the line that he makes very prominent because as he's getting beaten, there is nothing for him to lose. And then he mentions Rachel. And obviously everyone's worried about Harvey Dent. And then he mentions Rachel Dawes. And you see, again, when in Polka Dot Man,
what's his name? What's his fucking name?
I can't remember. He's awesome. He's in everything. But again,
he's a lot of stuff.
Fact checker Andy, you'll need to look up that one. But again, he's even got the Officer Rachel Dawes as the badge on his uniform. So again, it's another clue. But obviously, Batman starts to lose his shit now because it's racial. It becomes personal, and the Joker doesn't give a shit, and he starts to just go harder and harder and harder. And then you find the dilemma, the catch-22 for the whole premise of this part of the movie is. He will give Batman both addresses, one for Harvey, one for Rachel, and then let them go. And again, like you guys have mentioned, he's planned this to a T where he knows everyone will go to save Dent and Rachel. Few people left in the police station. He's already got the inmate that's had the surgery, that's got the phone inside him, which we don't know for a couple of minutes is going to ring until it does. And then again, he pushes the buttons of the cop that's in the room with him. So again, the cop's he's still not I guess he's semi-corrupt, right? Because he's still part of Gordon's task force. So obviously he may be on this scale of not completely an honest cop to the point where he starts to go, oh, you know, how many of your friends did I kill? Like, you know, just to get him going so they can actually fight, to the fact that he then is able to escape. The Joker escapes the cell. He's got a police officer with him. He's got somehow one of his knives back. And I love the table with the 70 fucking knives. They're just taking all his weapons out, and there's just like 50 fucking knives in his
Funny
box.
enough, it's not a knife. Did you notice it's a shard of glass?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I didn't notice that time.
From when Batman fucking slams him into the glass.
Oh, in the cell.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was one of his knives.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Yeah,
I take it back. I'm glad you were watching the movie, Rich.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna rewind that.
That was part of Joker's plan to
somehow get out of the cell.
Yeah. He kind of knew Batman would fucking rough him up and he'd piss him off to get a piece of glass to get out.
You had something planned to get that police officer anyway. And again, obviously we get to the point where he's out and about and he goes, I just want my phone call. And at the same point, you cut to people going through and looking at this guy going, oh, you know, my insides are hurting, my insides burn. Like, we don't know. And then as you see the stomach, and he's had surgery, and he makes his phone call, it lights up and GCPD explodes. Well, the cells underneath GCPD explode. And obviously Ledger escapes. Sorry, the Joker escapes. Sorry, Heath. So again, we've gotten to this other part around the movie where again, I think we've seen that the Joker has planned everything. He's aware of everything that could happen. He's made that many contingencies around what he needs to do, and obviously now everyone's going after Harvey and after Rachel. And again, in this one, I probably paid attention to it more than I ever have as we move into the ending of the movie, is the fact that Bruce didn't realize, well, Batman didn't realize he was going after Dent. Even in that point where Joker's telling him the addresses, he still fucked him with telling him Dent's address.
Still part of his plan.
Instead of, he was still playing with his mind because he gives him an address. You hear him go when Gordon goes, "Where are you going?" Batman yells, "I'm going after Rachel." Again, that should give it away to everyone. And then he gets there and it's Dent. And again, he's mind fucked him again because Bruce would have saved Rachel Dawes if it was correct. But Joker mind fucked him once again. And to the fact where obviously there's the dialogue with Rachel and Dent talking, and this is when she accepts his proposal. And they're obviously talking over and over. And this is also when the part when Harvey falls over into gasoline, into something flammable as he's trying to escape. And as Batman comes in and saves Dent, you know, he yells out no. And then you see for the final time, again, Maggie Gyllenhaal, this is solid acting. Like, this was so good. She's like, oh, okay. And she just, you can see the defeat because she thought she was being saved. He had told her she is being saved. And the fact that she sat there just going, fuck. And Gordon was just outside. GCPD, they were just outside as it explodes. And obviously, Batman saves.
Man, that would suck.
Dent.
Yeah.
So my question on this one,
go.
My question on this one is, we know Joker's plan by now, right? So he knows he's outsmarting everyone. Almost, yeah. But to the point that he leads Batman to Harvey Dent, knowing that Rachel's going to die, right?
Mm.
So does that make him know the plan that he's going to make Dent turn, corrupt him?
I think so, because I think it's more around the plan of Dent turning because of Rachel's death and not knowing that Batman, Bruce Wayne, has a relationship as well. So I don't think the Joker knows that it affects both of them. I think obviously he knew for Rachel, like for Dent, definitely. But for Batman, I don't think that was a collateral, right?
Hang on. Does Joker think that Batman is Harvey Dent or Bruce Wayne?
No. I think it was purely to do Dent.
Like,
it was purely to fuck up Dent. He knew he could put.
Because you know how he goes, the way you threw yourself out the window to save her.
Yeah. I don't think he realized. Yeah, I think he could have been Dent.
He thought that was Dent.
Yeah, at that point,
yeah.
But Batman's not Dent, so he must think.
I don't think he gave a shit at that point because he knew he'd still get Dent. If Rachel died, that would be the trigger for Dent. The fact that his face burnt, half of his face burnt, and all that is just, on top of it for a cool Batman.
Because remember, when in part of the interrogation scene, he does say, "I thought you were Dent because you threw yourself at her so easily."
Yeah.
So
and Dent, and remember, Dent was gone.
Yeah.
Bruce had already knocked him out and hidden him. So Harvey Dent wasn't there, and Batman was, and he threw Rachel, the partner. Yeah, definitely. So he did for a while believe it was, but I don't think he understood that it affected both of them, Bruce and Harvey Dent, as much as it did.
Surprised we don't have a real life vigilante that dresses up.
Hey man, we don't live in America. This movie's in Chicago. We don't know what Chicago's like. The only vigilante there is Michael Jordan.
I'm sure someone's going to do it. One day someone's going to clean up the streets.
It probably has, man.
I reckon it probably has really already been done. I wouldn't be surprised.
So we're almost at the end. Almost. Yeah. Not yet. So obviously, Batman's trying to save Harvey Dent. As he's gone and rescued Harvey, as the explosions happen, the gasoline that's already lit half his body and his face, as they fall into the gutter, ignites and Harvey's face burns. And I'll save Two-Face for a minute because, again, it's a conversation that comes up a little later. So, again, we've got Harvey now burnt, half his body, half his face. And you mentioned at the beginning, Yelfie, how good the effects are. So, obviously, they've tried to save Harvey Dent, and it just isn't the way everyone expected. So he goes to Gotham General, and this is where the part we haven't talked about as well is where the auditor, one of the finance guys, one of the HR enterprises decides to try and blackmail Bros.
Favorite part of the movie for me.
But this is fucking hilarious, right? The fact that I love when Lucius says to him, so he, I love the fact that he goes, I want $10 million for the rest of my life, every year for the rest of my life. And he goes, so you want to blackmail someone you think is Batman, this vigilante that goes around smashing people at night, and you think that the best plan is to blackmail this person. I love how the guy goes, no, you keep the schematics of the Batmobile and all this shit, and it sort of disappears. And this turns into the next part of the movie where they go, Joker has gone to Gotham General. He's gone and threatened Gotham. So obviously at the very beginning they've talked about that Joker's going to kill people until Batman reveals himself. And then he's gone to Gotham General Hospital. And again, I guess the whole point of it was to go and have that final conversation with Harvey Dent, just to see how far he'd actually pushed Dent. So again, and this is probably one of the funniest parts for the movie for me, because Heath cracks me up in the nurse's outfit. Every time I see him, I start to laugh, and I know curly hair, but it's the curly hair, like the red hair, like it's just so funny. But then he goes and has that dilemma, that conversation with Harvey Dent around it, going, what's it going to take? Harvey gets his coin, he flips it, he makes the choice, and again, it's another one of those really little tiny pieces of information that you don't really think of. But if Dent had flipped it the other way and it had been heads, or he would have shot the Joker right then and there. So yes, he would have turned, yes, he would have gone to the other side, he would have become a villain, but he would have ended the Joker right there. But fate obviously didn't call for that, so his coin allowed the Joker to live. Then we go through the part where they start to evacuate Gotham General Hospital, and then go through all those bits and pieces where they go to the conversation with Dent and the Joker. And then as the Joker walks out, he pushes the detonation to blow up the hospital. And again, Rich, you'll probably know it. Andy, I don't know if you did. So again, through my fact finding today, the part where Heath's pushing the button, the hospital was supposed to blow up differently, but as he walked out and the explosions didn't happen, Heath was just pushing the button, and then it finally exploded. That was not scripted. That was not planned. It actually was faulty. It should have blown up earlier. Yeah.
His reaction is like, "Holy shit!"
His reaction is real. Like, shit, I better go, because he didn't expect it to blow up. When it did, it should have exploded a little bit before. And the building was actually scheduled. It was a lolly factory. It was a candy factory, and it was meant for demolition. So they just did it up. So when it exploded, it was actually grounded for real. It was full real life, but it was just a prop set, I'll say, because they actually went and took out an actual building that was scheduled for demolition. So obviously he gets into the bus that's evacuating all the patients out of there, and it comes to the fact that there's also a reporter, reporting on the actual events around Gotham General Hospital, and he kidnaps that person and he takes him hostage. You see him go through the conversation. He records again that he wants everyone to kill whatever the guy was. I can't remember. Was he order? It was something in finance. I can't remember what his actual role was. But account. We'll just accountant. And he's just going, I'll put a bounty on his head. Someone kill this guy. And obviously, Gotham goes nuts.
That guy was the Riddler. Was going to be the Riddler, or was some kind of version of the Riddler back in the day? I thought so. Maybe
that'd be pretty cool.
I just still freak out that the reporter is Anthony Michael Hall.
He's a bit of a sleazebag, I heard.
I just look back to the Breakfast Club. I'm like, just the faces.
I was thinking of Weird Science.
Yeah, Weird Science.
I've never seen Weird Science.
Shit, man. What did you do in the 80s, man? I'm sorry, you were a child. That's right. I forgot. No, I watched it. On you. You watch everything.
I watched it.
So
I'm catching up. I'm
You
catching
are.
up.
You've watched Trading Places, so we should be happy. With
What's
that.
another one? Another one.
Ooh, we'll save that. I don't know. We might have time.
No,
So
it's
obviously,
not that exciting.
no, they all are. Everything is exciting. So we see that he has the Joker has now posted something around the reporter talking about taking out and assassinating the accountant who is trying to blackmail Bruce Wayne / Batman, because that's all over the place now. And obviously everyone in Gotham, it just wants to kill this guy. So we come down to the part where we have Bruce Wayne and Lamborghini get another IMAX part, which again, I don't understand. I don't know why this part's IMAX. Like, I don't get it, but hey, good on you. Like, hey, who cares? Like, it's still would be amazingly beautiful scene to see, but I don't understand. Maybe he just wanted a really big Lamborghini. I don't care. But again, obviously, Bruce goes out. He's trying to figure out where he is. He finds the SWAT van. He's following them. And obviously, the accountant's been taken into custody to be safe. And you see everything around. And I don't know, was the IMAX scene for that really cool, where it's just got the truck, Bruce, the van? Did that look cool? Because in my head, that would look cool in IMAX. But did it? Like, I don't know. Would it have? Did it look good?
Yeah,
It's not worth $400,000 cameras, right?
It's not as good as the other six, but it looks good. Yeah,
looks good.
And then obviously, Batman, Bruce Wayne, as he's sitting behind the van, sees someone about to ram into the truck and takes the Lamborghini, takes the impact and gets hit. And then again, I find the facial part of this next part hilarious for me. When he's sitting there and going, oh, you know, that's when Gordon says to him, oh, it's a brave thing that you've done. And he goes, oh, what? And he goes, oh, you didn't mean to. He's like, no, I was just trying to beat the light. And you see him look at the accountant and give him the look like, I'm Batman, motherfucker. I'm gonna kill you.
I saved your ass.
I've just saved your life, so you understand what could happen. I just smashed my fucking $1 million car to just prove a point that I can get you. That was awesome. And then we finally get to the end. So now we're at the end of the movie, where we basically, everyone that was in those buses that were evacuated from I was going to blank completely. Gotham General Hospital have been taken prisoner. So everyone's disappeared. People don't know where they are. Obviously, we know that Harvey Dent now is alive because he has started to go on his vendetta, his revenge around the people that had taken himself and Rachel prior to everything that happened before. So it gets to the point where you start to see the turn in Harvey Dent. And again, Andy, I think you mentioned that at the beginning, where you see his face, like how well done that was. And again, it was a mixture of CG and prosthetics. So yes, it was Aaron Eckhart on screen, but they had done some of it around with a little bit of prosthetics and a little bit of green screen to give you the, you know, the eye, the jaw, etc. And I love the part when he does the drink. So he's at the bar and he does the drink, and you see it just drip out, and you're just like,
fucking cool.
For the detail that they put into it, it was so fucking cool, right? Like, it was such a well done part where you see twist of the character. You see him now use his coin again a lot more after the Joker. So it's the next time where he goes and makes the decision where again it falls into what he wants it to. And also he finds out who the other corrupt police officer was that took Rachel. So again, it is another part of that twist where you sit there and go, okay,
so
Dent's turn. No, go, man. Interrupt me. Please, stop me talking.
I think Dent is the most underrated part of this movie. He is as awesome as Heath Ledger is. Like Harvey Dent, or Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent, is fucking awesome. He really
100%.
Yeah, and the way he turns, you know, to the dark side, is amazing. It's really good. It's really good acting. It's fucking amazing acting. But I think he's a really underrated part of the movie. That again elevates the movie to another level.
Yeah, and it's a great part of the story, right? Where a hero as one of his lines is when the hero forced to,
Yeah.
live long enough to
And I had
become
it,
the
Rich.
villain,
You
right?
read my mind. I've got it right in front of me. You either die a hero
Yeah.
or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah, he's got
And
Gordon's
that's
kid,
exactly
like a
what
gunfight.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't got
So-
there yet, Ben.
and that-
Oh, sorry.
Chill. We're not there
But
yet.
then-
We probably should be, but we're not.
And then it's a whole in that hospital scene is that Joker's part is he's corrupting the uncorruptible, because Dent was supposed to be that white knight that he was IA, he was taking people to jail, the mob to jail, he was cleaning up the streets, but he turned him just because of one
And that
of
was it.
his-
And that was
well,
the whole
his
Bruce's change
fiance's-
as well.
yeah. fiance's death. So
And Bruce's change was all around that. Bruce's whole thought of having a happy ending was, Harvey can do this as the face of Gotham and do it the right way, where Batman can disappear, he can live forever with Rachel, and that's the turn, right? And the death of Rachel, no matter how much we always laugh about the character, is the biggest turn in this story because it's the thing that corrupts Dent the most. He's lost her, and the Joker's just sat there and given him a choice, going, do this now, and he again leaves it to his coin, which is an awesome twist for the Two-Face character. I mean, it's so well done to see that corruption and that change in him happen. And it's just like, and he does it so well, right? And then he loses the plot. He goes on that, not killing spree, I guess you don't really call it a killing spree, but he goes on that vengeance. He goes to find the two police officers that took them, Rachel to her death, and to him, the death of Harvey Dent, really.
Yeah.
Basically, he's now Two-Face.
With Two-Face, like I've always seen that character as a bit corny. Like, he's got like
Tommy Lee Jones, yeah.
Oh, his suit, is one color, and it just. I never really got that character, but like the way it's portrayed in this movie, it's really fucking cool. Like it makes sense. It makes sense. He was the one that, like the way it's portrayed in the movie, Batman looks up to, or Bruce Wayne looks up to, Harvey Dent, and and then he turns into a villain. He turns into a fucking psychopath, and to the same woman that Bruce loves as well. So it's really fucking awesome.
I still love that they actually kept with the whole two-sided, that his suit was burnt and the other one was not burnt.
And again, it was
It's
subtle,
subtle,
right?
though. It's subtle.
It's subtle, yeah.
It's not in your
But
face.
I love that they kept it. That's the good thing. Like, it's not like all the other ones. It's really comic-y. It's like different bright colors of
Different
his suit
colors
all this
and
kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, this one is like, it's the burnt side of his body.
But
that's why
he's willing to shoot Gordon's. Sorry, can we go there? Can we
we can go there. Just go there. Hold on. Okay, hold on. So we got to get through. So he's obviously gone and set up Barbara Gordon and the kids. So Two-Face has gone. Sorry, Harvey Dent, because we're not going to call him Two-Face. Oh no, we couldn't call him Two-Face because that's happened. Okay, let's do a slight rewind because that's probably the part we missed. Is the dialogue with him and Gordon, where it's the first time Harvey wakes up in the hospital and you see Gordon there. He's making sure he's all right, and he goes, what did the guys used to call me when I was an IA? He wanted to know the name, even though he knew it, and he wanted to know, and as Harvey Two-Face. So again, that's where you get the Two-Face character from, because that was what it was said, because Gordon had all the people that were part of his investigations at different points in life.
So well.
And that's it.
That fits so well. That fits so well. And I can take or leave the final act with the Joker and the the people on the boat. Like I just that's probably the weakest part of the movie for me.
I think
the sexual the experiment.
Yeah,
but I guess that's a really good. But look at all the Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, man. Look at all the other Nolan movies before this. All the other Nolan movies before this were all about that moral dilemma, and so this was such a Christopher Nolan movie that at the very end it becomes a moral dilemma around the choice of who inflicts justice on who, and who makes the choice. And again, it's such a Nolan trope But again, no, I don't think you're wrong. I think it just very much was a very Nolan-esque sort of thing, because all the movies prior, except for I guess the Prestige to a point.
So Batman's got to go take care of a Joker. Then he's got to go backtrack to Gordon's place to fucking handle Harvey Dent as well. You know, whereas I'm interested in like it's like a new movie with Harvey Dent. Like it's
with 30 minutes left, you're like, fuck, all the characters just changed. What? No.
so I'm kind of like the Joker story for me peaked when he
when he walked out of the hospital almost.
Yeah. For me, that's when the Joker character sort of peaked for me.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm interested in what the fuck Harvey Dent's doing, and he's full on his full revenge tour. He's got Gordon's kid, you know, at gunpoint. You know, he's willing to go, and the way it's shot, he's in like half of his face is in the shadow.
How good is that shot, right? It's just half his face, and you never see the corrupted side until later in as the scene changes, and you're like, it's Jim
so good
for it.
Just like for me, that's the peak of the movie, not the Joker side when, you know, with all the hostages.
But I think you're right too, because that's when the Joker side really becomes like, you know, not collateral, because that's not right. I'm going to think of the right wording for it. It's a side story. It's a side quest, right? It's like Joker's done what he wanted to do. He's corrupted the incorruptible. He's created Two-Face. Harvey Dent's now on this, like you said, revenge tour, right? And he's going off against everything. And like you said, because now we're at that point where the evacuation of this part, and it depends where you look at it, because again, a lot of the movies set in the financial district of Gotham, even though it's not really, because the threat becomes real for everybody around Gotham in regards to the Joker. But you sort of take that twist around where it's like it's probably less important. So when you look at everyone being evacuated and getting onto the boats, and then Gordon gives the biggest exposition for half the movie. Like he gives those little bits of dialogue. You go, that's why they're doing it. You know, we want to move all the prisoners off there because it's more dangerous to have them in the city than to have them, you know, be evacuated. It's safer for us all to get rid of them. And so obviously there's the people getting on the boat. There's the prisoners that get shipped onto the boat, and you sit there and you go, cool, all right, cool. We don't get what's going on here, and then you have the twist of the boat stopping in the middle of I don't know, Gotham Harbor, and then you have, you know, over the loudspeaker, you know, you have a choice. You either take out the other boat, or they'll take you out, or I will take you both out. And again, it comes to that point of that moral dilemma with everyone on the boats going, you know.
Debo.
I love when Debo does say, "Oh, do what you should have done an hour ago," and chucks out the window. It's like only he could do that. only he could.
No one's gonna fuck with Debo.
But it's so funny too when he goes there and they almost look like they go and start praying. They like again, it's weird. Like, but when you look at it, they all go into almost a huddle, and their heads go down, and you're just like, fuck yeah. Like so fucking powerful. And then you have the I don't know, the arrogant Gothamites on the other side where they're sitting there going, well, they made their choice, you know, they're all criminals, they're all rapists, they're all murderers, they did what they wanted to do. And even that point where the main person that was, after they take the vote around whether they should blow up the other boat or not, where he sits there and you see him go for the trigger, and then you start to see that moral dilemma around him going, well, am I going to be the one that's in charge of the death of all those people on the other boat? No matter what they've done in life, am I the executioner of all these people? Because there's prison guards, there's the prison warden, like you see them all on the boat. So it's not just prisoners and convicts on that other boat where you sit there and go, okay, like what happens in this social experiment? And obviously in between this, because we've forgotten about Batman, we've been talking about everything but Batman for the last, I don't know, half an hour. Because then Batman's also sitting there going, like, what's going on in this building? I better go and check this out. Like, you know, he goes in, he takes down one of the Joker's masked men, and then he comes to the realization that he has taken out one of the hostages, and obviously he knows this, but there's no communication back to anyone in regards to that. All the prisoners are actually the hostages, and the hostages are actually Joker's men. But also, I forgot to mention again, forgive me, everyone on the internet, I forgot this part, is that there is the moral dilemma with Bruce and Lucius Fox around. Lucius has basically said, if this piece of equipment that's doing the sonar, where you've gone and turned every piece of mobile equipment in Gotham into a sonar device is here, then I will leave. I'll resign from Wayne Enterprises. So again, Bruce has made this choice. And again, this is sown about an hour and a half earlier into the movies when they talk about R&D doing a that mobile project around it. So that the government contract for mobile devices that you've said, I don't know, 40 minutes into the movie, into this hour and 35-minute movie, where they've gone and dropped this little, it's just a little tidbit here. We sit there at the end and you go, oh, this is why he's turned R&D into this, because he's actually turned everyone's phone into a sonar device so he can actually track the Joker. And so it gives, again, another moral dilemma for Lucius to sit there and go, well, I'll do this one time for you, but if you don't, I'm out of Wayne Tech. And I also love the fact that the password's his to destroy it in the end. So that part we have forgotten. So forgive us. Sorry. We had skipped that part. So obviously he has the sonar. He can see everything across multiple floors. And then there's the battle with the Joker, which again, Andy, I'm sort of in the same boat. I don't think it's as important as the Harvey Dent side. Like, you could have done less. You could have left the boats out. You could have just had him have the hostages from the hospital, and I would have been fine with that. And then have it.
It's a cool scene. It's a good way to wrap up the story. But I do find that it's, compared to the when they're in the interrogation room, the conversation between Joker and Batman in the interrogation room, it gets a little bit watered down when they confront each other in this final scene. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it just becomes like, okay, I can't kill you.
They don't actually fight.
Yeah.
Don't fight.
Batman actually gets beaten down in this one. Like, Batman's at the point of Joker's mercy too. Like, that's the thing. He's got SWAT. He's got he's got Joker's henchmen, and he's got to save the prisoners, the hostages from the hospital. And he does certain bits and pieces, yes, but the fight between him and Joker, like, Joker wins. It's not like Joker hasn't won this point. The only thing that Joker loses at is the fact that he tells him that the people of Gotham have made the choice. And he gets to the point where he counts it down. He expects the explosion from the boats. And he goes, Gotham's proved you wrong. And I think that's the only part that throws him. And again, after that, he flicks him off the edge and catches him. So it wasn't a real fight, right?
Yeah. And that's fine. That's fine. It was like a battle of a philosophy in a way.
Yeah, it was a philosophical battle. Yeah. It wasn't really physical, right?
Yeah, which is cool. But it just seemed a lot not as a bit more basic than it was in the.
It's not an epic battle of the two, the big bad and the hero, right? It's not like the first one.
But it didn't have to be.
Train. He blew up a train and just left him to die.
I'm not what I'm saying. I don't mean like a big punch up. Like, I just mean like it wasn't as deep as it could have been. I guess. Yeah.
It was underwhelming.
A little bit for me. Yeah.
But I think that's the reason why, and you said it before, because it really turns into the thing you want to see and you want to know is, what's Dent or Two-Face doing? Like, now that he's turned and he's taken those dramatic changes. So he's gone and kidnapped the Gordons. He's gone and killed the two police officers that in the past he has investigated as an IA officer, so internal affairs. He's now executed. Because they're gone. He's taken out Ramirez and the other guy.
And the whole thing that's holding this whole story up is Dent being this hero.
Yeah, being the hero.
And they don't want him to be seen as this villainous, murderer now. So they have to. you know, what if Dent survived? You know, how would they package him? You know, he can't be on TV with his fucked up face.
Yeah, he can just like
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, wrong side.
Yeah.
This side. Oh, how far can I go before you see my other side? There you go. Hello. Sorry, Rich, you were going to say something too, man. Sorry, cut you off.
Now I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Sorry, man.
I think
the two dudes drinking. It's their fault.
Yeah, you need a drink, man.
Need to, yeah. I haven't had anything to drink tonight.
That's all right. Can you imagine how long ago
I
we had?
Yeah. I'll be I was also thinking, is this like I think it's the Joker's end is more to say, it is philosophical, right? But it's also to say, all right, he can't kill him. He can't break that one rule.
Yeah.
That I find it is that ending that Joker was trying to corrupt him and trying to kill him because he's actually provoking him to try to do that, but he can't do it. Like even falling off the building, he was laughing his head off and going, yeah, like thinking he's won, but he didn't. And again, I think that would have led on to if Heath Ledger was alive, that it would lead on to part 3. I think that's why it doesn't feel as good as it would have been, because I reckon that if that flowed onto a third part, I reckon that part would be totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally agree. And I saw something too that it was still Bane as the main villain in Rises or whatever it would have been called then, but the Joker was involved in it, but it wasn't as heavy, because I think that an important part about those final lines of the Joker and Batman is very much he goes, he doesn't want to kill him. And again, this is probably the through line for every Joker Batman story that's ever been told, is they're mirror opposites, right? But they can't survive without each other. And I think the one that does that the best is it Arkham Knight, where he's dead at the beginning? I think the Arkham Knight game actually has Joker. Joker's dead. Yeah. But Bruce is still having nightmares or still sees the Joker because
is it Mark Hamill in that game?
Yeah.
Yep. It's because he's also Hamill did the voice for Joker in the animated as well. So that's right. Yeah. And I think that's where they sort of always take it with Batman and the Joker, is that Joker can't live without Batman, so he'll never kill him. Batman will never kill him because of his moral code, but they'll never take each other out. But it doesn't mean Joker's not going to take out everyone. Like you said at the very beginning, Rich, he's taking out Robin. He's taking out Jason Todd. He's taking out Barbara. Well, Barbara's Oracle, and she's in a wheelchair. Like the Joker's killed or maimed or damaged people around him, but he's never done anything to Batman to do it because he just wants the constant. Wow, full sidetrack. Thanks, man.
That would probably be my biggest what if Heath did number 3.
Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't. Like, I'm glad they didn't do it without him, because it would have been too dramatic a change to have another actor do it. Like, from a story perspective, it would have been amazing. From continuity of how it would have felt, it would have been just
it would just
not terrible, but it just wouldn't have been the same. Yeah, you nailed it, Kelpie. It wouldn't have been the same. All right, so we're at the point Joker's hanging off the edge. He's hanging there for a sequel, which will never happen, obviously. And then we have the final part where we have Harvey Two-Face. He's kidnapped the Gordon family. Jim's come down and he's begging for life. And he's going, have you ever had to make someone choose and listen to the person you love the most die? And I love the fact, but I also hate the fact that it's the son. Again, I have a daughter. Maybe that's why I'm why would you choose the boy? But I love the fact that it's not his wife, Barbara. Fuck her. He doesn't care. Obviously, that's why they're divorced. They're divorced, obviously, after this story, because, you know, he chose their children. But it's such a great pull for Harvey to do this to Jim. And also the fact that the coin is still so important for the choices. And then as Batman comes in, you know, there's the dialogue around, you're the best of us. This shouldn't have happened, and then it comes to a very strange ending for Harvey, obviously, that it's not a real big fight. And again, Harvey in this isn't imposing physically, but as he saves Jimmy, he's holding on to Jimmy. He's knocked, Two-Face off the building. He gives Gordon his son as he's made the choice, obviously, and then he falls to the ground. And the fact that Two-Face is dead is kind of like, shit, that would have been so good if he wasn't. But for the story continuity and how it works, it's like, it's such a great pull to go. You see why? Because then the dialogue after
the hope dies. Hope dies with Harvey.
And the most important part of this is that Batman takes on the mantle of villain, right?
Yeah.
So every piece of dialogue in every movie, from Batman Begins to this one, about him always fighting to save Gotham, he's gone and taken on the fact of, I will bear the burden of everyone believing I killed Harvey. I will make sure everyone thinks so. They chase him. And I love that this is the only time in the whole movie, that it comes to the very almost end where Gordon says, because he's the Dark Knight. It's just like, fuck yeah. Nolan, you fucking freak. You and Goya, I'll give it both of you. Such a good line. And they saved. So you've never seen the name. You've never seen the title. Obviously, you get to the very last, 4 minutes of the film before credits, and it actually talks about the title of the film. And he's like, fuck yeah. What an end. And I love the fact that his son and Jim, I guess the Gordon family alone, are the only people that know the truth. And I accidentally did this last night too. I was going to start this, and for whatever fucking reason, I hit rises, and as it started, because you know how Begins has the orange palette with the bats. Dark Knight has the blue, but so does
the blue
Rises. And I was like, I don't know if this is the same. And as it went into Gordon's speech, where we'll talk about that next week, I was just like, oh shit, I got to stop this. But I'd forgotten that's where it started, at the very end of this movie, where it's Gordon's speech. And I was just like, what a fucking masterpiece.
So I don't know if I can't remember now. Why was Harvey taking Gordon's family? What is he blaming for? Because
he blames him because the task force that Gordon was in charge of were all people he'd investigated. He believed they were all corrupt. And remember, when they're in the office at the very beginning, he goes, "Why do you surround yourself with all these people? I've investigated all of them." And he goes, I can only choose so many people. At least these people I know, they're loyal to me. They may be corrupt in regards to other facets, but it was very much around but they're good police. They're just, they might take cash on the side. But Gordon trusted them. And the people that he trusted were the people that took him and Rachel to Rachel's death.
Yeah.
And especially Ramirez, because she was,
right, yeah.
So that's
Ramirez is the one that survived, right?
Yeah. Well, shit, you don't see, right? Or do you?
Yeah. No, you do, because you
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're lucky.
After what's his name? He covers a lot of ground.
I just laugh at it.
Yeah, two of them.
I just laugh at when Maroney says Ramirez. It just cracks me up every time.
Oh shit, we forgot about that part. How we found out everyone was there. I forgot that play completely. Shit, forgot that bit. That's all right. We're so far into it now.
What's
right, boys. Yep. No. So we are obviously at the end of Batman, The Dark Knight, and obviously we will do Dark Knight Rises next week, because we got to finish the epic trilogy that is Nolan's. Now, again, for you guys, what did you guys give it in regards to your Letterboxd rating? I'll start. I gave it 5. This is a 5 for me. This is one of my favorite movies ever. All right, that's the first time I think we've ever been unanimous on 5. So this is a masterpiece.
That's an easy one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
And
It
again,
really
and
is.
again, and like
I
I
have a
said
question.
at the beginning,
So
go, man. Ask the question first. Go.
I have a question. What?
Yeah, man.
So to me, this is the best comic book movie ever made. What would be the second best comic book ever made? Movie.
Because of how it's made, or in my personal opinion,
In your personal opinion.
I love Captain America and Winter Soldier. That is one of
So
the
you're-
most. That is there. People would say Logan. I get that. Logan, I don't think is the best. I think it's a good interpretation of a movie from a source material. I love Winter Soldier because it's the kind of movie I like. Now, I watched that this week, so I'm going to skip into what did you watch? What have you been watching? I watched that this week, and I was like, it's still good. Is it the best? No, but I enjoy that from a comic book movie that was, as I say, it sounds funny, more grounded, but it's not Hydra super soldiers, all that shit, and Winter Soldier Rush. His best mate that died full of die. But for me, that's one of my favorites because from a superhero genre, it is probably nowhere near close to this, but it's entertaining. The story's really decent, and it caused a change in the cinematic universe it's in. So for me, it's Winter Soldier because it's cool. I really enjoy it.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree.
No, I know, but that's okay. What do you reckon, man?
I reckon no, but I would agree that Winter Soldier is the best MCU movie.
Okay.
I totally agree with you there. Yep.
See, I reckon there's 3 other movies that will top the Winter Soldier. One would be Superman from the 70s, 78.
Well,
That's still one of your classic comic book movies, being Superman, and number 1 being Batman. And the other 2 would be Spider-Man 2. And
Raimi's Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
Okay. Yeah.
And my third choice would be X-Men 2. There's another intro that's a great intro to another comic book movie.
They're good. I really want to do the
Nightcrawler.
modern one. I want to do the modern ones too, like First Class, Days of Future Past. I want to rewatch them because it's been so long.
Days of Future Past is
it's up there.
It's the last 2. No, the last 2 are the ones I'm worried about. It's Dark Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix I'm worried about, but I would like to rewatch them all because I think First Class is a classic too. Yeah, all right. No, but I can totally agree with you. that is, I mean, they're great movies.
I've been watching too many comic book movies throughout my whole life, and I think Superman probably started it.
Superman made the change, right? Superman was genre defining for an age which wasn't ready for it. It still was a well-made movie. And what we're talking 78, we're talking about
78
unknown actor. The villain was the draw card. The dude that's in it for 4 minutes was the reason they got it anyway, because Brando was in it for like 4 fucking minutes and was the first person to ever get paid $1 million or whatever for a movie, and he was in there for like not much. I think Superman's up there too. Oh, Kim, we should do that. We should sit there and rate our comic book movies. I know it's worse for you, Gelfie, because me and Richard, I've gone down the train, and we'll get there. I know you watch them. I'm not saying you don't watch them. I'm just saying you don't watch them as much.
No.
They're
all good choices. I think
they're entertaining, but Dark Knight's just got so many layers to. Yeah.
Nothing will beat Dark Knight.
Rich. Sorry, man.
No, just green. Like nothing will beat the Dark Knight. Like,
I think Batman Begins it's a real movie,
close,
right?
But yeah.
Well,
what about the new Batman?
I love the new Batman. I don't know if I'd rate it above this, but this is my problem. I reckon I had this the other night. You know, when I asked you the question last week is because this week when I watched The Dark Knight, Batman Begins is just fractionally behind it. Like, if I watch these 2 a couple more times, I reckon Batman Begins would actually take it for me.
Oh, okay.
Like, I love this movie. This movie is great, but Batman Begins is such a great movie.
So you
on
said
top of a comic book movie. Yeah, man.
so you said at the beginning that you felt that on this watch, Dark Knight seemed a little
It
bit
dropped
too
a bit
long.
for me in this one. It felt a bit longer.
Which part?
The whole movie. The whole movie was.
well.
When I watched Batman Begins last week,
Mm.
like I told you guys and everyone watching, I put it on because I thought I'd just watch an hour and I'd chuck an hour on later on, and the movie just kept going and I just watched it. This time, I don't know if it was because I was watching it, wanting it to be less than. I don't know, because this one I found a little bit. It just was a little bit longer than I remember it being. And I think in my head, I built up that it was the best movie ever made, which is, for me, it is one of the best movies ever made. But I think Batman Begins, from an origin story, a movie, and then a comic book movie, did everything, where this one was just a continuation of this. And that's why I think this one still wins overall. But I think Batman Begins is so close to being perfect. But I don't know if it's because these two movies together are perfect. These are masterpieces. These are, if you were looking at two movies to watch in regards to making a film, comic book or not, watch these movies. Character, moral dilemma, how to build exposition without building exposition, making it boring. Tailored action scenes, dialogue heavy movies that there's a lot of talking and there's not much action. You look at this and they're not action heavy movies, but they lay the groundwork for everything. I think the story is really good. So these two together, do I say perfect? For me, yeah. I think they're perfect movies. Together, they tell a story through from the beginning to a point, and I think they include awesome characters. So, yeah, for me, I think together they're incredible. They're incredible movies. Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
How do you guys feel? I know you two love this more. And again, that's why I asked the question last week, because I was really scared about watching this one, and it took me ages to actually put it on. I wasn't sure if it was going to actually finally just fall below Batman Begins. So I was actually nervous to watch it. I wasn't sure how I was going to take it.
You know what? Batman Begins is a tighter story. This is a more sprawling sort of story with a lot of moving pieces throughout the whole movie. You've got the Joker, you've got the mob, you've got, the Hong Kong part, you've got Harvey, there's a lot going on. Whereas Batman Begins is a lot tighter, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. But it's a very contained story. This one has so many pieces to it. Like you said, like it's so spread out in regards to, I think the biggest part of the conversation we had at the end was how by the third act, you don't give a shit about Joker because you have a new villain and a villain that you've gone through the whole movie with being, I don't know.
It's not that I don't give a shit.
No. But I mean, but it's the story but it takes a back seat, right? Like it's not, you're more interested now in seeing where Dent is, because we built the character from good to turn to lost to villain. And you're like, shit, okay, I want to follow that story. And I think like Ledger's Joker is, again, you can take it with a grain of salt. It's my own opinion. Vader, Joker, like Ledger's Joker, best villains in cinema. Like what other cinema villains are there really?
33 minutes is in the movie. And
33 minutes.
That's it.
He makes a mark.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason he got best supporting actor. And again, supporting actors selling it short, I think. The fact that he got an Academy Award posthumously and
for a comic book movie.
For a comic book movie, for a character, he was, like you said, Gelfie, 33 minutes in a 2 hour and 35 minute movie. Like, holy shit. Like, that's acting your ass off, right? Fellow Aussie. So hey, did we actually get to everyone rated it? It was 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's a 5. It's a 5.
Oh yeah, it's easily a 5.
Yeah, it's a 5.
So okay, when you look at it, yeah, go Rich.
Go.
No, you go.
No, I was going to say, with all the aspects part of it, you got the story, you got everything, the actors, you got the score, the IMAX scenes, you got everything you
We
can
didn't
think
even,
of
we
that you
didn't even
want in
talk
them.
about the score at all. Shit.
Joker's theme. Just
Yeah.
like a
Do you know how
little
long that? Do you know
thing.
how long that theme took? 6
Huh?
months.
Oh,
Hans Zimmer
wow.
took 6 months to compose that fucking score for the
Wow.
Joker's theme. See, this is what happens when you go down the rabbit hole of finding shit.
Wow, that's
Zimmer,
pretty cool.
he sent a sample of 9 hours of music to Nolan.
Yeah.
Nolan listened to listened while he was on the plane to where was he going? On the plane to Hong Kong. On the plane to Hong Kong, Nolan was listening to it, hated the shit out of it, but just went, you know what? I'll just leave it in the hand of the expert. and that's where the thing came from. But it took him 6 months to actually develop it. But Nolan had an idea of at least a Joker's theme in his head. So when he was shooting things, he had music already set.
Well, it's kind of like just like a one note.
It's just synths and very basic, but it's
really quiet.
Yeah. So Nolan said he found it shitty. He fucking was very annoyed with it, but he just went,
but it's tense. It's tense. Yeah. Like there's tension every time he's on screen with his thing. Yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
Why drag the podcast out further with music, Andy? Rich, what do you think of the score, man? You're the both of you are the score people. How did you find it? Because it is amazing. I mean,
it is. It's one of the best. It is. It's one of the best scores you ever hear on any movie.
Sorry, go Andy.
If you ever get a chance to see Hans Zimmer live, do it. It's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. It is epic show.
You know, the one thing though, and again, we go on about the score, and again, I noticed it more in this watch than I have before. The chase with Dent and Joker starts with music, and then the music stops. By the time you get to the truck, there is no soundtrack behind it. There is no sound.
Yeah,
it is just
the truck flips.
No, it's just a truck flipping, and you're just like, "Fuck me." There is no soundtrack behind it, and I'd never realized before how early it cuts out and how early it stops. But I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" It is just environmental. A little bit of dialogue, yes, and environmental. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants you to hear the explosions. He wants you to hear the break, and then where everything starts to crush. It's unbelievable how you don't think about it that way, but
no, and that's why again I didn't think of it until I was watching. I was going, "There's no music. There is no music happening as the truck flips." I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go back a bit and see how long it was with the music stopped." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I didn't realize how early the actual soundtrack stopped. And I was like, "Oh wow." Boys, final thoughts around The Dark Knight. I don't need to ask anyone. We've gone for almost 3 hours, so we're good. I think everyone.
We're good. Yeah, man. I think I'm done.
We know it's one of the best movies ever made.
And again, I think that's the biggest thing too. Like, yes, we are comic book fans and movie fans, but this is one of the best movies ever made. Like, again, in my opinion, anyway. I don't want to talk for everyone else, but like I said, there's a reason this is one of my favorites. There's a reason it's a 5 out of 5. There's a reason that the movie preceding this is 5 out of 5. Here's the movie. Post this movie 5 out of 5. You'll have to watch and see next week if we actually think it is. Don't laugh. We all know it's not, but fuck, you can't laugh at it. Oops, give it away. No, we'll have a discussion because I haven't rewatched Dark Knight Rises, so I'm looking forward to it. I am actually really looking forward to it because I don't know. It's never been my favorite. It's always been number 3 out of the 3 of them, but I don't know how I'm going to enjoy it. So I'm looking.
I've come around on it. I'll say that. I've come around a bit on it.
Okay. I can't wait till next week now.
I can't wait to watch it again because I don't know where I stand on it.
We'll discuss it next week. Yeah.
Nice.
And more
quick one things. Because we got a couple of minutes. What you been watching, boys? Rich, what you been watching, man? Because I want to know where you are in your MCU saga.
Ooh, let me. Okay.
You're up
I
to
did
Endgame,
end
man.
up
I saw
watching-
it.
we watched Captain Marvel Endgame, and we watched Spider-Man Far From Home the other night as well. So Endgame still great movie. I still, even though it's 3 hours long, still enjoyed it. I still love it.
How did you rate Captain Marvel? This is the thing. This is my dilemma. I never enjoyed that movie. I think it was just
same.
It's just it
I-
doesn't fit. I love that it's set in the
give it-
80s. I love that it's Nick Fury and how he loses his eye, but I'm just like, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I gave it a 3, just because the majority is the continuation of the story and where it leads to.
Okay. No, I get that.
That's what I gave it. Well, what else did I watch? Oh, obviously we watched Dark Knight, but I went down 2 things. So because of all this space talk we've been going through, I watched
You watched
Interstellar.
Interstellar again. I didn't even know. That was a guess. That was a guess. Pure guess.
And now I'm going down the rabbit hole of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Don't do it, man. No.
But the funny thing is that I actually enjoyed it much more now than I did a few years back.
You know what my biggest problem with the Fast and Furious is? The first movie, they're villains. By what are we up to now? 9, 10. 10's coming out.
10.
We're up to 9. They're superheroes. Get fucked, man. I enjoy it. But what the fuck happened from Brian chasing Vin Diesel's character, Dom's the bad guy, to now they're all secret agents flying in space? I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
They're family.
They are the familia. Mr. Gelfie, what you been? Oh, is that it, Rich?
Yeah, that's it. Over to you, Andy.
Mr. Gelfie, what you been watching, man?
I watched a random movie. I don't know what. Actually, I don't know why I want to watch it. Just a movie for something a bit lighthearted. I watched Jumanji, the first one. Not the original.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say original or the Rock.
The Rock, yeah.
The Rock.
That's all right. That's all right. Like, it was, once the novelty wore off, it was a bit, it was a bit, whatever. I watched, so I watched a movie that I missed, that just, I never got around to ever seeing, that I really wanted to watch, and that was The Truman Show.
Oh, wow.
I'd never seen it, and...
What do you think of it?
How'd you
really
find it now? Yeah, that would be interesting to watch that.
Yeah, it's pretty relevant, eh?
Yeah.
It's relevant because, as his dad was the editor on that movie.
Yeah.
Was he?
That was a spin out,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And just the fact that, everyone wants a camera in their face, and watch like what we're doing right now. No, it was an interesting movie. It was an really interesting movie. I really liked it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just watched too many MCU movies. I don't know why. I was just like, I need something light. So I started.
You're getting excited for Doomsday, aren't you?
I am, but I started watching. Maybe. And Spider-Man. Spider-Man's coming soon too. So it's like,
Spider-Man. I like.
We got Spider-Man coming up, man. I watched Winter Soldier, and that's why that's one of my favorites. Then I watched Civil War, then I watched Infinity War, and tonight I may watch Endgame. So I'm watching the Captain America parts of it. Yeah, there's time. I may. There's still time. It's only midnight. What's the time? 11:30. That's time. This is my peak viewing hours. But then I'm like, do I watch that, and do I have to watch Brave New World? That I don't know if I can do again. So I'm like,
which one's Brave New World?
The Sam Wilson Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America one.
Yeah,
that's the last one. Harrison Ford is the president, but hey, he's also General Ross, and I don't think he's the same as Ross. Watching William Hurt in Winter Soldier and Civil War more was like, man, it's not the same. I love Harrison Ford, but he's not Ross. Like William Hurt did it so well. So yeah, is that it? And obviously Batman. That was it for me, I think, this week. It was just a little bit of an MCU rewatch because I got caught up in the rabbit hole. So
does finishing a game count?
Finishing a game always count. We supposedly do video games, so yeah.
finished Lies of P.
Liza P. Awesome.
Done.
It's so good.
Yeah.
We need to
Finished
do
it.
that. I think we need to do a game one eventually.
Mm.
Just a little side one, maybe a bit of gameplay one too. That'd be really good. Not Call of Duty because it's been so long.
Nah.
It's been like months since I played Call of Duty. I lie. I
Same.
played 2 days ago, but they changed all
Oh,
the maps.
really?
All the maps about. Yeah. What's it called? Rich. One of the. I
Old
can't
ones?
remember what the map is. Yeah, it's. I'll think about it another day because I don't want to butcher it because it's.
Not your
It's
not your
cool.
favorite hijacked.
No, it's not hijacked. It's don't worry about it. I'll get stuck thinking about it for about an hour. So I'll let you know offline, man. All right, everyone. That is our review rewatch thoughts around The Dark Knight. And again, obviously, we're going to watch and finish off our Nolan trilogy with The Dark Knight Rises next week. So again, we fully broke our own record this week. So I'm not going to tell you how long we've been on there because you guys should be able to tell. But again,
Oh my
everyone,
God.
thank you for, don't look at it. Don't look at the time. It's not 3 hours. We're just under 3 hours. Again, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and again, obviously, we're on YouTube. Again, there is a Buy Us a Coffee link in the description below. Again, thank you for joining us. Again, obviously, you can tell from the length of this actual podcast, we are massive fans around these movies. So when it comes to something we really enjoy watching, obviously we're gonna have a really deep conversation. Again, boys, thank you. Like, we knew it was going to go long. I didn't think it was going to go this long. I was looking at the beginning going, we might do 2 hours, but obviously we went well past that. So thank you to all our partners for letting us stay online for at least 3 hours while we do this. Andy, Rich, thank you for this. I enjoyed it. Obviously, a really good conversation. Again, guys, check the description for all our socials below. And for us, that is it. Thanks for watching. And again, good night, good afternoon, good evening. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't know. For us, I don't know where we sit. It's very late at night. Bye, everyone. See you.